Welcome, Anime Lily fans. How we all doing? It's a Tuesday evening, not Sunday afternoon, not Sunday morning. It's a Tuesday evening, and like you guys mostly do on your Tuesday evenings, what you guys do watch Kendall live on the I Black Heart Twitch stream, because that's what you always should be doing on Tuesday evenings. But you know what? You're watching us, Shonen Ronin, episode 49. We have a bunch to talk about tonight, so here's a breakdown. But before we do that, let's show a lovely panel for tonight and see our beautiful faces, because here we go. Hi, it's your host, Legendary Vash, and right here as well is with SamtheMangaMan and with Kendall, as he just came back from DreamCon, and Spicy Lady Entertainment. How we all doing here on this lovely Tuesday evening?
I'm good.
I'm Gucci.
Lit. Yeah, it's lit.
Yeah, we're here to discuss some Shonen Jump chapters from the Shueisha, and here to discuss One Punch Man chapter 165, Chainsawman chapter 98, 99. It just came back for the part 2 and the newest chapter of MHA, JJK, and Undead Unluck from issue 33 of Weekly Shonen Jump from this yesterday morning of Monday. So it's pretty hype. It's pretty exciting because it's new chapters. So for those that don't know, the breakdown for today is One Punch Man, Chainsawman, Undead Unluck, MHA, and JJK. Our two big hitters are last. And if you don't read any of these series, or you do read some and not all consistently, so don't worry. Time codes will be in the bottom below, as you can always find them. Or check out the video right there. It will tell you, I think it's the chapters, or on the video of said YouTube side. But definitely, guys, if you're new here or not, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also comment below what you guys thought of this week chapters, because you guys came in already discussing about One Punch Man. We appreciate that. You guys giving us this lovely information and all that. Where you can find us is everywhere down in the description down below of us and every single person of the Anime Lady team. So without further ado, let's just get straight to on the Tuesday evening and not have a long show. So let's get to it, to Sam and Kendall to be discussing the One Punch Man chapter 165. Go ahead. The show floor is yours, gentlemen.
Yo, let's go, Sam.
Thank you for that introduction. Okay. Fire chapter, like always. We have the continuation fight between Garo and Saitama. And in this fight, literally beginning straight there, serious punch square.
Yeah, squared. That was crazy, especially after the setup from the last chapter where we was bouncing off the rocks. We saw this man getting pulled from other pocket dimensions. This is a next level. And then the funny part is like the scales keep tipping, and you're reading this fight and you're like, wow. So the infinite power of Saitama is being showcased here in a way that we've never seen it showcased before. This has to be it, right? This is the end of the fight. Nah, I'm just gonna infinitely copy him, and they strike each other. And I'm like, are we really back to ground zero again in this fight? Like, what is going on? We've got the serious table flip the planet out of existence. Like, I don't think a table flip can get more serious than that. That is extreme. That is absolutely extreme. But this was a fun chapter. This fight has progressively gotten more entertaining between Garo and Saitama, for me anyways.
No, I'm 100% with you right there, because I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be fully canon, because it's following the webtoons now. And there was just some redraws and story happenings from the webtoons that changes. I'm kind of hoping this is still canon for the whole entire fight, because we see Blast, we see the three other mystery heroes literally helping him behind just in order to deflect the serious punch square. And then like you see them disappear, but they actually took out stratosphere, like a literal perfect circle area of stars, literally boost them out of there to Jupiter. And then the color art in general, Saitama still up top. And I think at this point, Garo knew, I don't think I can win with. There's a good chance I'm not gonna be able to win against a fight against Saitama. And like Saitama, he just doesn't care. He's unhinged. I would definitely say, because he's like, even he had this. I've been in this situation before, but at least this time I don't need to hold back. the same way like Superman and like whatever monsters like he go into with outer space. Like I don't need to hold back anymore. And my planet's not in danger. Let me go all out in ham because this guy pissed me off. Same way where anybody that you killed my best friend, I gotta kill you now kind of situation.
You know what else is crazy, Sam? It's also the fact that I don't know if you realize. So we saw that our good old number one hero got some assistance in like redirecting energy so that they didn't blow up Earth. But like even though this fight is happening, right? That society still seems more interested in Garo than they are in Saitama, and I just can't understand that. I really don't understand what's going on here. I don't, unless Saitama is also being regarded as a vassal for this like infinite power thing, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It really seems like based off of previous chapters that they're talking about Garo in that instance. And I'm like, so you guys just ignoring the fact that Saitama is there. We're just ignoring the fact that Saitama is this unworldly creature that is just doing whatever they want. They
call it the awakened divinity of that scale. I mean, yeah. I think Blast and Heroes and them knew about Saitama. Because like he awakened it first.
That's why they're not like so like oppressed or like excited about that. But that's interesting.
I guess this like with Garo, they can like study him like literally because it's like literally we just see what's happening within a day's time.
Yeah, but Saitama's not using any special whatever divine energy because we've all seen them use the divinity in some type of form or whatever so far. So that Saitama's not doing that either. So I don't know. It just feels kind of interesting. I don't know if that's going to play out in some type of way later on in the future, but I was like, that's interesting that we're still kind of like, I don't know if it's like a gag or a pun or whatever at this point, but it's just like you're kind of still ignoring the fact that Saitama is one punching people.
Well, I mean, apparently not to this new level of Garo after some other serious punches from him. He's still standing. Yeah, Saitama finally got what he wanted. He's like, yo, I wanted an opponent that I can fight that literally could take my punches, yet I ain't happy. Because like stakes became high. Well, it's not that stakes became high. It just became a situation where like you can't enjoy this happy fight because literally people did die and there's a good possible chance Earth ain't surviving after this situation, that sort of stuff, after their aftermath of the fight.
You notice how tightly he's holding on to the core as well for
Genos. Yeah. It's like, I don't need one hand to kick your ass. I was like, okay. No, I hear you. I see you.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be interesting because I guess the question is, it's like infinity versus infinity, right? Mm-hmm. So if Garo has an infinite resource of the ability to copy and Saitama's power limits or his limits are infinite, like where does that cap out? And I think that's kind of what the fight probably is going to end up progressing to because I don't read the web comics. So I'm not sure what's ahead right now. But I'm just guessing at some point there's going to be a point of like, okay, whose infinity is the true infinity kind of thing. And I don't know. This is funny because I feel like for a while, like even in reading One Punch Man, it's like, where is this series really trying to go? It feels like there's supposed to be a plot here, but is there really a plot here? And then it just continues to get more interesting. It just continues to get more interesting and more dynamic. And I'm just like, dang, I don't even know what I want to know more about first, but like I do want to know more about what's going on.
I feel like throughout the arc, it's been like we see many types of fighting styles, different heroes using their own different abilities and like different skills and that sort of stuff. And now Garo technically absorbed that many styles of fightings and then the mix energy and combining it with his own. And we're seeing all the aftermath of it to fight against Saitama. And then the gag part of, none of that is going to be working anywhere because Saitama still has the infinite brute strength, physical strength to still kick your ass. And even enough to where you can actually kick away a dimension. Man is like, was about to put some petty shit, literally like try to get away from it.
This man, Looney Tunes, slid the hole out of the way on some Coyote versus the Roadrunner type of stuff. He just went whoop, and moved the hole right out of the way. Yeah,
he even followed him into the portal for one of them, literally up close and personal. As he was trying to get away, he was like, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere," and literally flipping the table of the entire planet Jupiter. I Okay, we get it, Murata. Yes, he
Well,
could be Goku.
I think it was a moon. I don't know if it was the whole planet, but it was at least definitely a moon, one of Jupiter's moon, which is still large. Jupiter has moons that are larger than Earth, so it's just like it's actually, do they? That might have been a misrepresentative of scientific facts. I apologize, guys. Someone fact check me on that. Anyways, yeah, this is crazy, but it's like, so we talk about power scaling. You just referenced like Goku, so I think it's a good point to put this out. Like, obviously, numbers are not always the best reference for power scaling, but again, kind of going back to the point of like showing us how the fight is getting stronger along the way. It's like Garo has this point where it's like, I'm like an insect trapped in a cage being shaken around, and that's such a powerful representation because he's disoriented. He can't figure out what's up or down. And he's like, I am literally being toyed with like a school child with a bug inside of a box. And then he levels that up again to be on equal playing fields, allegedly with Saitama. So like I said, the power scaling isn't perfect, but the representation of power so that we can track the perspective of how things are growing in relation to this specific fight has been awesome.
I think it's going to end up as endurance. It comes to the point where like who can actually endure these punches for so long. And we already know like Garo already taken many of these blows all together. And there's no different tricks that Saitama really has. All he has is fists. And I actually do like his quote of it is like, yo, no more tricks, just fists. Let's just keep punching each other out just to see who can still be the last person standing. And I think that's really all we really wanted to see. That's all we wanted to see. I mean, we saw that like the previous chapter on Earth, but then like literally you have to send him somewhere else, and Saitama can finally just go full release of all seriousness, because flipping the planet, doing his punches, literally going to his movement and speed. I gotta give props to Murata's art and the color into it. It's just it's just beautiful.
But yeah, I'm good on that. It was good to talk about that with you, Sam, because I was excited when I read that earlier. But yeah, hopefully we'll get that new chapter either tonight or tomorrow.
I'll definitely reading that. Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me double check the Shonen Jump app. But yeah, that's all I got for this.
Yeah.
The One Punch Man don't have a date or 20
hours.
Yeah,
about it actually has no warning right now for another chapter. So I guess we'll be seeing it whenever. It'll probably get updated this week.
Alves, you're gonna enjoy that One Punch Man binge, man. The great thing about these chapters is that these are long chapters and great art. Not too much on the story, but you could just literally sit back and just enjoy it.
Sam, you know me. I watch stuff without story. I watch stuff for AK plot sometimes. So trust me, when things like this is more me head and more entertaining and great fucking art, you know me. I love art. I love Biochi art and everything like that, and other people's art like this. So this is something I told you guys I would plan to read, so I could have this type of discussion with you guys. And I'm going to start, like I said, this month. So I am 1-2. So we just gotta see how exciting my thoughts will be for the series.
I mean, just enjoy this. Just enjoy it as if it was a slideshow of art, and just like, ooh. It's like just.
Vash, I will pay you $1 a week to watch one episode a week of Hunter x Hunter. Would that make you finish the series?
Oh my god! Here we go.
Again, I will watch it. Like I told you, I'm not trying to push it. As much as all jokes aside, I literally just went to my shop today with my lights, and I'll fix them. I should be having them done tomorrow for the new show of Anime Podcast tomorrow, aka 24 hours from now. So anybody that's watching Shonen Ronin should check out the Anime Podcast for tomorrow. So I should have new lights. If the lights are fixed, Saturday me and James will be streaming on Twitch. Sunday after Shonen Ronin, maybe a Hunter x Hunter stream after. So just putting that out there. If the lights are fixed by tomorrow, maybe a Hunter x Hunter extreme every Sunday, but not putting any promises out there. That aside, but yes. No, Alvis, I'm not watching that or never heard of that. I don't know what that is. And Alvis, $148 could be useful. It could pay my Metro card. That's for sure.
Is that $148 or $14 billion?
That's a good point.
I
If
mean,
we're
he's-
talking,
he- I mean, he still wouldn't do it regardless. He
if
still
we're
would
talking
do
about
it.
One Piece money, that's 140 million berry bounty.
Yeah,
my
let's
gosh.
let's get that million berry bounty.
And Spicy, how is that One Piece reading going? By the way,
Yeah, it's not. I know. It's
Rip.
not.
you take a
Oh,
pause.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I took a pause for. I took
I
a pause on
understand.
a lot of things.
I understand.
but-
The same thing with me. Hunter x Hunter. I took a pause.
For 4 years.
I mean, but I do need to get back into my One Piece binge. I was enjoying it, but I was like binging One Piece and Claymore, and I kind of just stuck to Claymore because I was like, obsessed. So I think once I finish Claymore, then I'll get back into my One Piece binge because it was nice when I was binging it. It was very nostalgic. I was like chilling as I was writing. I was like, I see the vision. I see it. I see it.
Well, continue having fun whenever you get the chance. So, but for the One Punch Man talk, Kendall and Sam, yeah, good, right?
Yeah, we were good.
All right. So next on the lineup is Chainsawman chapter 98 and 99. Kendall, you said you didn't get to read 99. Did you read 98?
What are you talking about? I am caught up on Chainsaw Man, my good friend. Who told you those
Oh,
lies?
so behind the scenes you said you wasn't. So I guess you.
Yeah,
I guess you did it throughout the stream.
What are you talking about, friend?
All right. So, Pochita, even though we have not seen him in 2 chapters, but I hope so.
He lives in he lives in Denji's heart. That's the real point. He lives in his
So
heart.
cute.
That's very true. That's 100% sure. But Kendall, I know the channel heard me and Ray, I believe, speak on Chainsaw Man for the last 10 chapters. We have some videos on discussing our thoughts on it. Kendall, we haven't heard your thoughts on Chainsaw Man at all. What do you want to give? If you have any quick thoughts you want to give of Chainsaw Man, if you have some type of memory of part 1.
Yeah. Let me give y'all a recap.
If you want to talk
Chainsaw
about
Man.
depression.
Chainsaw Man, honest, I'm not even gonna do the impression that I got from.
You're cutting off.
Can you
the last
repeat
10
that again?
seconds?
Yeah, I got you. Give me a second for it to stabilize, y'all. Give me a second. All right. Hey, it's my cousin. What's up, Rafi? Hey, you better follow me to all my streams. I appreciate you, famo. But yeah, I was saying my impression from reading Chainsaw Man is it's possible to have both a mature and aggressive and a violent themed shonen series that has a plot and can be consistent and be well. That's Chainsaw Man. If you like action, violence, blood, and you're still like, well, I really want a story to go along with this. I really want to see characters develop and bonds, form, and you want to see a world develop. Not world development on like a One Piece World Trigger type of development, probably more so on like a Full Metal Alchemist type scale world development, but it's definitely got all of the elements of great things that you like in some of your favorites.
Symbolism and tragedy.
Most definitely.
A lot of symbolism in this series, so I do agree on that because with Chainsaw Man, I have to reread chapters while I read them and to understand things that haven't been in the world, like what happened in the current chapters. It's like, oh shit, that's true. Chainsaw Man 8 so technically it's gone out of the world since it's not here no more. Since Chainsaw Man 8 means that it's not part of the current living world. So it's like, wow, it's very strong with symbolism, and it takes a couple times to kind of understand the concept of it, and it's very intriguing that a lot of writers don't always do that very well. They always like to smack you in the face and understand what they're writing instead of us the audience trying to understand it ourselves.
So should we dissect into the 2 chapters?
I was gonna say, if Spicy, did you read Chainsaw Man Part 1? If you want to give any thoughts on it, or you haven't yet finished the series as well?
I haven't finished it. I'm midway through, so
Oh, take your time.
I
Take your time.
I remember. That's why I tried not to spoil things.
Same
I
here.
I feel like you said you didn't finish it. And
Same
I
here.
didn't
yeah.
That's why I kept trying to think of not trying to Vash stuff. That's why I trying to keep
y'all were
kept it
trying
very
to
ambiguous.
keep to that word count, without
Yeah,
spoiling.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to keep that word count, and I appreciate that. But no, yeah, I'm
It was a bit hard for myself, I'm not very good. That's why I said make that name, Vash. I was like, shit, ambiguous. I was trying to say like things out of this world. I was like, fuck, this shit's hard. being not right now spoilery, but let's
Yeah.
let's
I must
dissect.
say,
Uh,
might have to deafen up there real quick for a spicy.
yeah,
But I
but
will say you should take your time on it because it could get very depressing, very sad, very quickly.
or technically very real. Just
And
say
then
that very real.
it can,
It's interesting because so I think much like we'll talk about Undead Unluck later in the series, it fuses like realistic concepts of things with the presence of these otherworldly powers basically. And I think that that's like important to conceptualize. I think we do need to visualize like what war looks like, what like what drowning looks like, whatever the concept may be. Like understand that these concepts can be manifested in certain different forms and shapes. And I think that Chainsawman also does that. Maybe not as well as I think Undead Unluck does it, because I think it's like a lot more like philosophical and psychological with Undead Unluck. But again, the concepts and the manifestations, the way that these demons come about, and yeah, and in hindsight, the more I think about this, the more I see why Ayashiman had to go away.
well, I mean,
What's-
Chainsaw Man is on Jump Plus now, but
True,
it's-
but
it's-
thing
it's-
is,
it doesn't
what's
take
crazy-
over the like regular Shonen Jump magazine side. They took it to
Yeah.
the Jump Plus side.
I feel like Undead Unluck got inspired from Chainsaw Man, because if you understand things that Undead Unluck don't have in the world, like days or some stars, you understand that Chainsaw Man is kind of very similar. That Chainsaw Man didn't have, I think, Sundays or Mondays in the
Mhm.
world. It's kind of the same concept. Like whenever Chainsaw Man ate, it kind of is gone out of the world. The same thing with Undead Unluck. Any of the Umas or disappear. Like, not saying it's very similar, no by no, but concept wise, I found like probably got inspired. I haven't seen any type of editors, articles, or interviews said that being fact, but to me, in my type of eyes and audience read, I feel like in those type of concepts is very similar. But those are just my idea and my opinion. To anybody that might disagree with me, it's my opinion, y'all. Just saying. But without getting straight to it, let's dissect chapter 98, 99, the reintroduction of the world of Chainsaw Man without having Chainsaw Man at all in the past two chapters. I was like expecting chapter 99, like, oh, are we about to see Denji? Nah, we're still in this War Devil. I'm like, okay, straight up there. So, Kendall, how did you feel about chapter 98 and 99 overall?
I was really happy to get the introduction of a new character, and I'm glad that we're not focusing on Denji right now. This is actually, I think it's a really smart decision. That story was kind of handled in a very neat way coming out of the first part, and I think it's important for us to see the other dynamics, see the repercussions of everything that happened in that world through someone else's eyes. I think that's important. And now we're getting two different dynamics, right? We're getting to see it through the eyes of another demon, and we're also getting to see it through the eyes of another human who has experienced, the repercussions of Chainsaw Man. So I think that this is a really interesting take. I was really happy. I was actually afraid that they were about to show us Denji too soon, and we didn't. So I was happy about that.
I agree. And Sam, how about you? Like, how did you feel about overall chapter 999? Like, how did you just get back into part 2?
I think it was just very necessary. Like Kendall said, Denji's story is kind of wrapped up well already. We don't really need to get back to him and like find out what happened to other characters and like figure out even more of his story. He can live his own entire life. And since it's like a different part all in general, I'm all good with focusing on a different character, same universe world, and just like different traumas and how explored really how the world really balanced and matched up with the devils in itself even more, even though we've got that during part 1. I guess this is more towards the school life and more toward like there are actually other devils that are kind of harmless and like other creatures that's like already too weak and it's like not really needed for extermination, even though there is a whole like devils hunting government society kind of thing, which is still insane altogether. But to go for a new character, even the same age as Denji, going through that different perspective of her lifestyle, the devil, a new devil, their goal, knowing their accomplishment where they also want revenge on Chainsawman, it gives more like it gives different perspective of other characters and other stories, and having her as the main lead of part 2 for who knows how long. I'm kind of hoping for the entire part 2. It's just gonna be an entire roller coaster of emotions and life issues and traumas, and more about the unfairness of this world, even more so than like real life, but also connecting real life situation onto this new story for this new part. Because you know how like even kids and students who wanted normal lives end up having the worst situations, and we know what happens. Like there's gonna be like there's child problems, there's like real life shit, especially with 98. I know there was a lot of controversy talk of where people was like, yo, that wasn't really necessary, they didn't need to say this and all that stuff like that. At the same time, is, you know, this stuff does happen in life, in school, and all the other stuff too. And I think this is I don't see a problem of being it brought up here within Chainsaw Man Part 2 with the new characters and the new dramas and new situations here. And like, okay, this is a good twist considering where Fujimoto had wrote other one-shot series for Shonen Jump.
I believe 2 1-shots, right? Throughout since the break that he took from part 1 to part 2, I think 2 or 3
Three.
one-shots? Okay.
One of them was from last year. It was like the long 180 pages one.
Oh yeah,
About the mangaka. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The look back and the ghost thing. That was like the video, and
the song one. Yeah.
And I forgot the other one. I didn't finish reading for that one. I heard people like were saying really good things about that. Technically, there were some shots that Fujimoto like kind of reused. Well, not reuse, but the similarity image that he used, that people found and compared it to the new chapter of Chainsaw Man and to the chapter into his one-shot pages. I'm actually really glad for that. It's very exciting to see mangakas reusing an image or two, something similar, and put it into a different story. It does give a new perspective, a new image, a new way to tell a story. And that's what I actually do like about Fujimoto's storytelling in a way. Learning more about Chainsaw Man Part 2. Sorry, I'm trying to find Asa Mitaka. So how fast the Twitter community is so really like, all right, I'm already a fan. Female character, cool, done. She has powers. All right, cool, even better. Cosplay is happening.
Sam,
it's
I'm
insane.
Shocked. The fan art. I didn't even read the chapter last week, but literally the day of while I was working, I just scrolled through, real quick, and then I see like, damn, that's fan art already. I could tell that girl probably just started, and she literally got fan art already.
Bruh, it was like hours after the chapter dropped that people had fan art. It's actually disgusting. You guys need help.
Just mad quick, but Sam, if I may just give my thoughts as well, because you've just been going on, and I don't want to just.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it non-spoilery too. Like I'm trying not to spoil it at all.
Wait, we're not doing. I thought we were diving in. Why we're not diving?
Kenny did a good job not spoiling it, and I'm continuing the flow of not saying anything and spoil it.
I assume Spicy's deafened. You're not listening to us, are you, Spicy?
Definitely, yeah. I was about to spoiler it. Sorry, I asked because that's what I was like. I'm about to say that turkey devil. Sorry, that turkey devil threw me off. I just didn't expect
it's a chicken. I mean, like I don't know how people are so sad about it, bro. You guys eat chicken. Everybody eats chicken.
But it's real world shit.
But I think it was intentional. I think they were selling like the dramaticism of like, oh man, we really can care, and oh man, demons aren't that bad, and like again, these are like the repercussions of the things that happen with Chainsaw Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And plus they spend it with this chicken or turkey, whichever it may be. They literally spend 3 months.
Clucky, the whole eggs.
Okay, Clucky. All right, cool. This chicken devil was here for 3 months with them. Also, of course, they're gonna care with like these humans are still kids, they're teenagers, so of course they're not gonna be literally say like, yeah, we spent 3 months. You know what? It's time to eat this devil. Like, nah.
I mean, the
Russians are still humans.
Russian militaries actually need to raise baby chicks from an egg, raise them to chickens, and in the same situation
know this
happens, but this doesn't
information?
happen. I know some military history.
Okay, cool.
I know
That's-
military history a little
Okay, that's
bit.
an interesting information.
And yeah,
I'll
but
write
that's it's to train the soldiers. And yeah. But in this situation, it was supposed to be about caring for
Like, there's a
devils.
point- yeah,
Like the whole not all devils are evil. Or
Exactly.
not all devils are bad kind of thing.
exactly. That was the point of the teacher's symbolism, I guess, or his type of lesson. Like, that was his point of why he wanted to, be with them for 3 months, which that was a huge time skip. So I didn't I thought we are gonna probably go 2-3 chapters for 3 months, but I guess it's just the flash forward. And the way this girl did as Chirper and literally kill the chicken devil, I didn't expect it to be the last 3-4 pages of that. I'm like, oh shit, that dead ass happened. You just Chirper and it just killed the whole chicken devil, and literally everyone was just all in disgust. I was like, oh shit, are they about to kill her now? That's what, like, knowing Chainsawman in the series, I expect that to happen. Like, oh shit, are they about to all turn on her and they're all about to be murdered? They're about to, like, yo, just stab this
I just
chick.
felt so bad for her because it was like, finally,
She opened up.
I can open up to
Right?
everyone. And then I love the way it was drawn, because the way it was
Yes.
drawn, it really looked like a freak accident. It looked like she just tripped out of nowhere. And then later on, you're like, nah.
Girl
The
got
devil
tripped.
told me to trip you.
Yo,
And then
that's
it gets
the
even
freaky shit.
deeper. It gets even deeper. And I'm surprised more people weren't talking about it because, culture, Japan, age differences and stuff. And it was just like, yeah, the teacher's giving me everything, including that D.
Yo,
like,
thank you.
Whoa.
I appreciate it. Kendall.
Whoa there.
You brought that up because when I first read that, and then I just went online to see what was people's reaction. Everyone did fan art. Everyone spoke about the circuit, but nobody said like, "Yo, so teacher and her." Just
It did actually. They did. They
Okay,
did
so I
talk
guess
about that.
I guess
It
I
just-
didn't
it
actually-
just
That's what they were offended by. Like that's like, yo, this wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily. They didn't need to say that shit. They didn't like. This is offensive. This is
But
like
you know
all
what?
about negativity.
But you
but
know-
makes sense for Fujimoto
I mean,
since this is
I
Jump
comment.
Plus.
But like,
I'll say, yeah,
they
I'm
can't-
just
they-
saying.
but like that's what I mean by describing where like students real life kid shit in schools. This shit happens. Like, and
Facts.
bullying is also another thing. The loners, kids, and like they just wanted to be accepted.
No,
The whole like
the two words is the most important is jealousy and people being envious. That's what's caused us to be bullied because girl did not open up because girl was jealous, but then she didn't realize that other people could have been jealous of her. That's why girls
that's crazy.
said, like, that's a shit that people don't really like. Just because you're jealous, you don't know the people around you could also be jealous of you, of how they act, of how they treat you, or what they say to you. A girl's envious. That's why she's trippy and you kill the chicken. But it's just like, it's crazy how that was literally all a cause and effect. That was a domino. All this happened because of one girl being jealous of the other. And now this girl just happened to get killed. But then the war devil that has took advantage of this and wants to...
there's also
Yeah.
the weird thing about this world universe is there's no other organs. It's just long intestines and minds and stuff like
well,
that.
maybe those hearts or other parts of the bodies were devils and got killed by the
No,
chainsaw.
this happened also in the humans too, and Chainsawman especially too. Like if you were to go to the part where her face and everything, it's just looks like just organs and live. Not
Well-
even organs. It's just the long intestines for some
That
reason.
is true because even the double spread at page 5051, you can't even see it because green screen. Page 5051, the whole double spread of all the organs of just literally flying on and all the random heads is like, damn. And the War Devil, why do you guys have a theory of why the War Devil wants Chainsawman other than to get the nuclear weapons? Do you have an idea of like, does it just want to put destruction, revenge? You have an idea?
Before we go into the War Devil, I actually love the symbolism, like the reoccurring symbolism of the door. It's always the door that's the ominous thing. Like, don't go to the other side of the door. Don't open the door. Don't let them in. Don't do that because you're gonna regret it. Either from the truth or something very much darker and all that other stuff like that. And it's great homage to like your first part for this new story. It's always because of that door. Second, going into the War Devil, it's interesting to see. Well, I'd rather answer your question first. Why he said he wants nuclear weapon back? Because if you remember part one, from what I can remember, not too much because I'm gonna have to do a reread eventually. Chainsawman had a war against everybody else.
Yes.
And apparently, like during the heights of that climax of the fight, Chainsawman disappeared. Knowing this, it's like, why would all the other weapon devils, as well as war, famine, and
Greed?
It was like the Four Horsemen's kind of devil thing. The four apocalypse kind of
I don't
moment.
remember the top.
It was war, pestilence, death, and I forgot the other one. Hunger? It's famine. Yes, famine.
Yeah,
famine. It's famine. The only names that we actually technically remember are war, famine, and
it's death, war, and hunger, and control.
The famine, and yep.
Wait, control is one?
Yeah, that's the four. I'm looking at chapter 8.
So Makima was one of the horsemen's.
Yeah, it's control, war, hunger, and death. That's what.
I thought it was famine, death, war, and pestilence. As pestilence, as in the bugs, the instant diseases.
Nope, that's literally what I'm looking at in the fandom. In the fandom wiki of Chainsaw Man is literally explaining me of.
You're looking at the fandom. No, I was looking bibliotic. I was thinking like the bibliological Four Horsemen's kind of thing.
Sorry, I'm saying at the Chainsaw Man lore of what is their Four Horsemen, and their Four Horsemen is control, death, war, and hunger.
So it does bring in different perspective where like finally, or at least not finally, but like even more of it where was the other three, or at least one of the horsemen who are just as powerful as Makima, let's say, or Denji and Chainsaw Man, or technically Puchita.
Well, now it's a question that who's the devil? Who's the death devil and now who's the hunger devil? We know control devil was Makima, but now Girl got eaten.
Her name is eaten, but like it doesn't mean her abilities and stuff are gone.
The concept. So the thing is, you got to remember that the powers are based off of concept and belief. So the name has been eaten, but does that really truly mean the concept is not there? Which could mean in some part war could be the next in line to inherit whatever one of those facets are. So I think that's just kind of like we'll just have to kind of see. I don't want to try and overthink it, but I do get the question that you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree with Sam. I think it might be reminiscence of someone from a past life or someone who was also gunning for the control, and maybe they're like not like now war is upset because they wanted the opportunity, because you maybe you can change the way certain things manifest and inspire in you. So like, fear could be inspired by a number of different type of devils or whatever, but who is the devil that's really ruling over that domain per se is the way that I see it. So maybe they're vying for some particular domain or realm to kind of have a seat over. But I think it's weird because of how public Denji got that people don't know where Denji is.
I thought they only know Chainsaw Man, but they don't know it's Denji.
Some people knew. I feel like I don't know. I don't trust that agency to protect that information enough. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I feel like it seems like it shouldn't be as protected as it's currently presented.
I honestly think they just don't like devils at all. And like they know maybe eventually they would have to kill Denji with the Chainsaw Man in general.
That's if they could kill Chainsaw Man, like that's if they know how to, because Chainsaw Man literally
they worked their ass off trying to figure out how to kill Makima this entire time, and it was technically Denji's stupidityness that actually was able to stop Makima.
Right.
Hey, sometimes just gotta bark.
No, sir, no.
Well, Spicy heard all that one word. She dead ass heard that one. Wow.
Because I've been kind of turning my volume up and down to kind of hear where you guys are at, and I just heard somebody got bark, and I'm just like, why
Only
would
person
you-
to bark is
Like of
Pachita.
course Vash, like of course Vash
what-
of all
what are-
people
what
would
are we doing
say.
here? What are we doing here?
Oh, you know the usual. Vash is a perv.
You
Someone
leave the
call-
boys
someone-
alone for
Someone
10
called
minutes.
Kagome. Sit, boy.
Oh my
Talk about
God.
Chainsawman. They bring up barking. Like, oh my gosh.
You will see why in
I
like
mean, this
maybe
is a
20 more
dog.
chapters where you are.
Pachita is a dog.
Oh no, I mean I've seen already in the manga. Like I'm that far in to where like I know where the barking comes from.
Okay.
Oh,
So, okay, so
and
you
I'm
partially
pretty
know
sure you saw a lot of these pictures and people and Makima cosplays and
I'll
stuff
say the
like that.
cosplays
Yeah.
definitely lean into that particular specific thing.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Wait.
yes,
One
go ahead,
thing,
Spicy. Go
you
ahead.
guys know the Chainsawman website? It's like chainsawman.bark. Like it's not .com, it's .bark. Like I would because Chainsawman news is coming out and I went to the website and it was like Chainsawman. I'm like, does it say bark? .bark? And .com. So that was like some news in case you guys didn't know. The Chainsaw Man website.
I did not know that.
I don't see that. I don't see that
From
website.
the website I saw, it was on like the Shonen Jump. What you call it? The one that's always posting news, and like they post the website. It said like chainsawman.bark. So I was like, is this real? And I went to the website.
I
and
don't.
was
No,
like,
it's not. I don't see the the domain name's not showing up.
It's not
No.
showing up. Oh
No.
my god, let me.
Unless it was a thing for like a short period of time and
I
got
think
pulled.
Which
that
is
was
But, like,
fine.
it's
It's like it's a
funny.
promotion kind of
That's
thing.
Yeah, I
funny
think-
if
I
it was
think-
a thing that was just for promotion. That's hilarious.
I was like, so when I was like, oh, Chainsaw News, and I was like, does this say .bark? Wait, hold on. That was
That's
funny.
funny. I was excited to laugh about that.
No worries. But for
That
But
domain name is
Spicy-
gonna be that domain name's gonna be a lot of money right now, so it's okay.
Right.
but don't worry. We are about to wrap up the conversation, so you're good. So
Really, there's a lot. There's still a lot more to dissect
I
into
know.
like the past.
I was
two
gonna get
chapters, too.
I was gonna get the 3 more things for this.
Spice is
discuss.
like, aye.
So that's most of chapter 98, but we got leading to the big thing of 99. How do you feel the dual personality right now between the War Devil and Ayasa? I think that's how you pronounce her name, or
Asa.
Asa.
I didn't like the whole, and I know it's probably based off of a common thing, but I didn't like the whole half your brain concept. But I get it. I understood. I don't understand jumping kind of towards the end why she would think that her mostly destroyed body half brain would somehow be returned to her. Like what indications do you have that's
yeah, like
that?
how are you gonna still live with half a brain? Like most people have trouble to
Yeah.
survive with half a brain.
I don't
After
know.
car
I would
accidents or some stuff.
to me
I mean, like, how do you live without a heart? Because apparently Puchita became his heart, Nenji's heart, and everything
Yeah,
too.
there's-
So,
there's some conceptual
what do you think?
things.
What do you think that trigger was from it's from his heart?
Yeah, it's from his heart. He pulled his heart, bruh. He revved his heart up. That's funny. Yeah, I don't quite know. I think again, these concepts are so weird, but to me, I feel like if this comes down, and don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just gonna be slightly irritated. If we get like midway or to the end of this, and this boils down to like you should have just died, like you could have died and killed the concept of this thing, I'm gonna be upset because she really didn't have a reason to live. And I hate to, like, I'm not trying to be super dark or morbid or whatever, but it's like you didn't have a reason to live anyways, and this thing needs a body to host in, so like could have just died.
You ain't wrong. I see where you're coming from. This concept reminded me a bit like our boy Kendall said, Naruto, any type of dual personality type of conversational. But I feel like this War Devil is gonna bite by its word or by himself because it's very impatient. The War Devil is very impatient because the War Devil say, "I kept you alive because I need to know. I don't know much of the human
Society and concept kind of
Thank
thing.
you.
What's
So
going
it's
on?
like,
about that?
so then it told her dad, it said, but you're going to go to school. You're going to continue what you're doing because I think Chainsawman goes to school. But then once Asa finds a random person, just comes up behind her and then be like, hey, do you know what Chainsawman is? It's like, okay, you're so impatient that you just happen to switch your brain, to switch the body, and have new scars, and you just show up like this, and the boy is just gonna be like, yeah, I don't know who he is. So you're impatient. I feel like that's gonna bite her in the ass, where that's gonna probably hurt her in the long run, where it's easier for Chainsawman to catch said War Devil, or maybe get caught that Asa is some part of a devil to the school. That's my guess. Sam?
So I was going to say, like, the concept of having two minds and consciousness at least gives you more perspective and more of side characters. It's to show, symbolizes the girl is to symbolize the humanity that you still are or still have left, and the devil, the war devil, is the monster that it is. It gives you that whole dual persona, and then having them both talk at the same time in the story gives you different perspective and different, I guess, conversation, gives you different conscious and pride and all the other situation stuff. While War is only thinking about, like, I just want to kill Chainsawman. I don't care who killed. Who else I have to kill? Who else got to take over? Who else go? All the other stuff. I just want my revenge, or I want my fight. Because remembering back what Makima said is, like, people either fear Chainsawman, they hate him, they're angry, they wanted to be the one to kill him, or they worship him. Seems like Makima was the worship. War was the one that hates him. I'm gonna guess Death is the one that's scared of Chainsawman, which we already know what he's capable of to do. Makima was also an OP character throughout the entire universe because she controlled a lot of powerful people as well as so many sacrifices in her possession. I guess, like, no one else was able to touch Chainsawman because Makima is the control devil, and her entire objective and goal was to control Chainsawman, aka Puchita. She didn't care for Denji. She just wanted Puchita all for herself, which she is the control devil, which makes sense.
Sam, that's my hopeful part too. That we find out what the fuck is more of the lore. Like, so we understand the devil's aspect. We understand the concept, like I would kind of say about the concept and what it is to bring back control devil, any of these things. But I want to know more about Pochita as well. I hope that Fujimoto could bring more lore to the Pochita character.
I don't think you're getting that. I hate to say it.
No, I said I'm hoping. If we don't get it, that's fine. But at least a bit more information to know. At least Pochita, like, is Pochita
you need the villain of the story to literally give the whole entire long montage,
which I'm fine
what
with
their
that.
goal is, and it took a long time until we got to that part with Makima, literally the near end of the story.
I think at most
chapters.
we get like a mental montage bring back of Pucci for something, but like I don't see any reason to get backstory because this whole plot. The whole plot is the backstory, right? Like, as we continue to progress the plot, we're learning about the ramifications of the history of whatever Puchia did that led to whatever state Puchia ended up in. So, like, it's all like a constant exploration of the backstory, basically.
From what I can,
I'm not saying
probably
you're wrong,
see
right or wrong.
what
It's more is that what I'm trying to lead into is, like, is Pochita like the Kratos in his universe, like, trying to kill all the gods, or is Pochita like the demon lord, but trying to get rid of his subject? Like, that's what I'm trying to do more understand. Like, where does Pochita finish? Like, is Pochita just a random person trying to grab, kill, and why does it destroy all the concepts of the devils? That's more. I just want at least more of a clear definition of more of the Pochita character part.
Well, Pochita was the hero of hell. Chainsaw Man was the hell's hero.
Yes,
he would help. He would help anybody. But then he was like that whole super anti-hero kind of thing. He'll answer the call, whoever calls for help, to kill the enemy. But then he would also kill the person who asks for help as well, which, the whole entire anti-hero. There was another thing that Puchita said, like, whenever a devil dies, he's actually reincarnated in hell. But the concept and everything is still there. However, the person who possesses it in name is no longer there anymore, which I'm guessing that's what happened to the other horsemen, which include War. I guess he got killed and got sent to hell was somehow able to escape. Because I feel like everybody keeps playing around with hells and his doors, and I'm not gonna be surprised if he escapes through hell just so that he can possess another person, just for an entire revenge story against Chainsaw Man.
I agree. And just Ken, you was gonna say something? You good?
I was gonna say the special abilities that War Devil actually is capable of. It's she can turn anything into a weapon if she owns it, or if he going back to okay. I have the power to turn what's mine into weapons. Some kind of almost like similar to Makima. I could turn people into mine to control.
So my understanding is that if said person is part of her, she could turn them into like an AK-47. Is that my understanding? Like turn them into a grenade or something?
No, I think it's like if there's any affection or if there's any kind of
because here
like or anything like that. Because that's the only way I can see how the teacher turned into the weird spine sword kind of thing. Because that teacher was having a really creep fest, very very creep fest for her. And that's how she was able to turn his like entire spine into a sword.
Yeah, and then here the text is if that boy fell for me, it will make him mine. No question mark. I could turn him into a weapon then. So I think Sam, you're right, because it said that if the boy did fall in love with
not that it fall in love, it shows like any affections or
fall in love, the concept.
We do know like
so
words also hold a huge concept.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not falling.
Words holds a huge concept. Remember
it's the partnership of it, right?
Okay, the partnership. My apologies.
So it's like you belong to me in some aspect, whatever tools you need to use to make somebody like feel that type of ownership is like that's what the concept is there. So like I now have you as my partner, for instance. Like you are my partner, you are belonging that belongs to me. You are my friend, you are belonging that belongs to me. You are my teacher, you are belonging that. So I think the concept of belonging is more so what it is.
I think so too, because the teacher was that obsession of love. Like, okay, yeah, now like I the concept of it, yeah, I own you. I could control it. I turn you into a weapon. When it came to the said friend who faked her friendship with her, it's still technically in the agreement of, hey, do you want to be friends? Sure. That literally means I own the concept possession of you somehow, and I can make you into a weapon. That's how she turned the hand into a grenade. Because she used the friend's monster's arm into a grenade, and then like use that as a weapon as well. We do know at least guns still exist because the gun devil, I don't know if it was eaten. I don't remember if Chainsawman ate the gun devil's name, so you don't have the concept of the name or anything of what guns are.
I know that Denji killed that person he
killed everybody.
Host.
He killed everybody.
I don't want to spoil you because I don't want to say who died at the end, because I don't know if Space Red said person, because I know it happened around chapter 69, early 70s. So I don't want to say rest in peace to our boy. I miss him. He was a good brother.
But yeah, the concept makes the most sense, mainly because Chainsaw Man's ability is literally eats the name, eats your title.
Yeah.
And your concept technically basically disappears in this world. Nobody remembers it. And there's like a long list of things that are no longer like in memories. The Nazis got eaten. Give me a sec.
Yeah, because I
took a screenshot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the three devil is death, war, hunger. Were the devils, because Makima named them, all three of them.
Yeah, outside of herself, which would be control. So that war, hunger, control.
Yeah. This. So okay, the long list of Chainsaw 8, not as long as the Gun Devil's many assassination names. The sixth sense that all humans used to have. It got eaten. The light of a particular star that would break children's mind. That got eaten.
That got eaten. I remember
4
that.
possible conclusions other than death at the end of living beings' lifespan got eaten. That's insanely sick.
Yo, I didn't even think about what that last one was until you just read it aloud. I didn't think about, yo, that's wild, bruh.
Wow.
And the only thing
also,
the only thing Makima remembers was the height of the battle. That's the only thing I remember. It was just that fight was just it's her obsession of it. And then it's like the Nazis, nuclear weapons, Arnold syndrome, World War II, the SOA, the AIDS, the Mount Heel eruption. All of these existed and were feared by every bit as much as the devils with their names. And I'm the only one who remembers these names. Like Kendall said, the names, the concept of a name means so much into this universe world. And we also know the weakness of every devil is being worshipped or being cheered or being like everything like that, almost as if it's godlike. Because that's how Makima was able to weaken Chainsawman, was that everybody was cheering for him, and she basically brainwashed the world using propaganda and all stuff like that, so that the world can cheer for Chainsawman. And this is the world Makima created, where people can have second guesses and second thoughts of what devils are in this universe and world now. I think the reason why you don't see Denji as much or come appear is because he's probably the human side of Denji loves this, but the Puchita, his Chainsaw Man side, is just basically getting weaker from this.
Do we all think Chainsaw Man is gonna appear in next chapter 100?
No, he doesn't need to come up until like the near end or anything. I don't even want to see him like come into like the end of a last fight arc kind of thing. I want him to.
I hope there's at least a panel of him in the background in school, but the character Asa don't notice him yet. At least us audience could see like, oh shit, that's that boy Denji in the back. That's what I would like to see more. Sorry, I should have been more specific in that question. In a dialogue wise, I don't think he'll be anytime here soon. I think maybe chapter 105, 110, or after. But in the current next chapters, I just hope that we see Denji in the background to show us that he's actually in this school. Or we know in the end of part 1 that he was going to school and start off. But in this school, we find out he's in this, in the proclaimed rumors. But my hope is that we at least see him in the background, see, just him in school uniform and everything. We don't have to see him in Chainsaw on, in the whole Chainsaw Man form and anything anytime soon. But it would be really nice to see him in the background panel, or him just passing by his classmates and everything else. So that's my hope with what I like to see in chapter 100 and so on. And it would be curious to see how this trio type of dynamic, how are they going to take down a devil and prove them why they should be in this club. So that'd be pretty cool overall.
I'm wondering, like, how come the boy does not act suspicious when, like, somehow the girl that he's asking all right somehow is it no scar? Literally, you could compare the both of War Devil and regular girl, and it's just like
Sam probably he said, "Hey, it's probably makeup." That's what he probably say.
Nah, he literally said like, "Yo, how did Scar coming up?"
Who knows? But Kendall, any last thoughts before we transition to Undead Unluck?
Yes, my last thought on this is, this could still be the Gun Devil, and that's it. That's the thought.
I just drop that mic and be like, "Yep." So that's my thoughts. All right, let's move on to the next series. He just like, "You're gonna be there on cliffhanger." Blue balls right there. Sam, any last thoughts?
All right, I won't be that terrible. So I'll just say this: guns are a strong facet of what war is in this modern age.
So are tanks. So are planes.
So are bombs. So are, like you said, so are planes. So
are nuclear weapons.
If you look at it, yeah, boss. If you look at it, guns is very adjacent to war. So could be some connections there. Is all I'm saying.
Who knows?
There's also a good chance that if Denji ate Makima and broke all the weapon devil's control, I guess, does that mean they're free mind? Like they are finally free to do whatnot and whatever.
It's
Does
possible.
Dunji control the weapon devils because of said character, non-Makima character sister now?
We will just have to find out soon and see what is the turn events for Denji upgrade and powers. Who knows? But overall, Sam, are those your last thoughts? Or you got anything else to say?
I think I'm good.
All right, so let's transition to our third to fifth series of coverage, which is because I know Sam got tired of carrying up a Vegeta most of the time.
I mean,
But-
I didn't mind, but carrying him over my shoulder and my arm was getting tired.
But let's get straight to Undead Unluck, another series that our girl Spice is not reading and where she continues to stay moved but looking fabulous as always. And we talk about Billy and we find out the truth of his powers. How do we all feeling about this? Because he got unstoppable, unmoved, undead, or the copy of ability, unfair, right, Kendall?
Yeah, so I really don't have much to say about this chapter, so I'll just kind of jump into it. It was nice to get a reveal of what Billy's powers is. I think the concept and idea of things being unfair and that being tied to I feel like every week I say this, the importance of what love means in this series and the undertones of the powers of love. So this is the converse, like the power of hate associated with it, right? And the fact that if you do love someone, that this is a power that cannot affect you. Thus, Tatiana having all of this love, there's no way that she could have ever been someone's power that he could use because he just, it was unconditional love, right? And then you go into Fuko, who is just like, I'm trying to love the whole world, I'm trying to be the light and salvation of the world, cough cough cough. But I think that it was interesting. It was a really cool reveal. It was kind of messed up the way he had to explain and demonstrate the power, but I don't really have anything else for it. Billy's a straight up character. It was nice to see him in this light because I always got that impression that he wasn't necessarily the villain. And even with him saying like I didn't do a good job of being the villain, it was fun to kind of get that playback as well, because we always kind of hope that he wasn't the villain, you know. At least for me, I always hope that he really wasn't this villain. So
I agree 100% with what you just said, Kendall, because I like his character. He reminded me of like a cowboy, you know, sharpshooter type of character. The way his style, the way his clothes fit and everything, and the way he just felt that he was never the bad guy, but he was a good guy trying to do the good things, but in a bad way. And but the same thing he just said, like you said, Kendall, he never felt like he was a true bad guy, like, you know, God himself, the other two guys that I'm drawing blank that serve God himself. So for that being the case, it's nice to see Billy still be part of the team, still be part of the organization, but he was just on his own to do his own shit, and I'm happy about that, Billy, because I didn't really want him to be like a full type of bad guy. I want him to be like an actual, you know, like good person, you know, down to heart. So it was really dope to see that. So with Billy, I would like to see what's next for him, with helping and aiding Andy and our girl Fuku will be pretty interesting. Sam, how about you? What are your thoughts about chapter 119 of Undead Unluck?
Honestly, like we see many kinds of characters like this. It's just they have to play the villain just so that they can carry everybody's responsibilities, everybody's jobs on their shoulders, so they don't have to. Like, it's not too much to talk, but in the same time, like we've seen this before. Literally, like he saw Tatiana and Fuku as people that didn't want to fight and they shouldn't have to fight. They're just trying their best to live, and they just got dealt. They got cards dealt. They had they unfortunately got the cards that they were dealt with, and they were forced to live the most tragedy lives in their life. And Billy just came to the point where like nobody should have this sadness anymore. You gotta hate me in order for me to like copy your abilities and to use it myself, and I'll be the one to, you know, like carry it all away. But the thing is, he couldn't exactly say that out loud to the people. Like, I can copy your abilities if you hate me, or if you view me as a threat, or anything like that. But that's almost impossible. You're gonna have people be like, "No, we don't hate you. We can never hate you." Even after you say that, Like even if you want to copy the abilities, we can't even do that. Even if you're in your last life and being able to copy Undead's ability would have saved your life, we can't hate you because of it's more of a selfish reason. And it's not because, and we can't hate you for that. You trying to carry all that burden over your shoulder makes us love you even more, because like you really care about so many people. You put so much trust, but you didn't trust us enough where like we can work as a team. You wanted to do this all by yourself, just like how Andy used to be by himself, or with his other personality. I forgot his name. Andy's other personality. Victor. Thank you. Remember, Victor was also trying to do this by himself too. Like same thought and same time. And that's the reason why we saw Julia was like, you know, I know someone who had the same mindset as you, who thought the same way as you, but it did not end well for him. And now we definitely see why, where Billy had the strength. It's just the concept of trying to do it was for the wrong reason. But you know, only people in the room knows about how his ability work. It's not like he have people in his own team under he's able to have their abilities, because you know they're on his team. They're all on the same side as him of trying to fair up the rules of God.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I'm confused. So is his ability called like, so you know, for our boy Andy it's called Undead, for Agafuku is Unluck. So for Billy is it called
It's unfair. No, it's unfair.
Okay, unfair. So that's what I was confused about at the end, because we saw Unchanged, Unstoppable, but then another bold letters of unfair at the end. So that's the name.
That's his ability. Yeah,
Okay,
it was
unfair.
It was called unfair. I think I get it though. Like, you know,
Same.
with life being unfair and it's all the bad hand dealt and all the bad stuff. At least let me be the one to copy all of it and let me handle the burden of everybody's stuff. And just...
Makes sense for him as a character of why he wants to take this trial and tribulation, like take this amount of pressure.
It's
take
just
this
like
type of baggage.
It's those type of characters who would self-sacrifice themselves if it means to take care of everything, to win in the end, to save everybody else. He's okay with dying in the end, kind of thing. But he just didn't put the trust in his own team and just decided on his own to just ditch the group.
Do you didn't trust in his own team, or do you think that he didn't want them to get hurt, or he wanted them to
same reason? Same thing though. It's like shouldn't you trust the team that you know that for sure they're able to win, instead of just betraying them, be the only solo person to try to fight God?
Good point. You ain't wrong on that. So with this chapter, like, it was really more informative and to move the plot along, and that's what I like. There was not that much action. It was just being our boy Billy being smooth, gung ho, but also we get very important type of information for his character. But then we additionally get more of what's the possible next lineup for next couple of chapters, because it seemed like after this they have to start the loop, right? Like probably like.
Oh no, well, I'm gonna see Billy and Tatiana dying, because apparently that's been the last two story cycle from each character.
That is true, Sam. You got a point. I'm gonna be sad about Tatiana dying. That's one thing I'm gonna be sad about. Shit, I like your character because girl is the most connected one to Fuku.
Because like with Rip, it was about like the past life. Like it was like the past life that we regret. When it came to Nico, it was the past of his wife and memories and child can regret. And then now we come to the point of father and daughter, because Tatiana still sees Billy as like her father, like character who's always been there for her, protects her, raised her, even with her own entire unfair abilities. It's just, we're gonna see a tragedy, unfortunately.
I will say I'm excited to see what the tragedy, like you're saying, that triggered unfair, because we know that basically everyone had like that moment where the power activated itself in a very like dynamic way. But for him, it's just like,
imagine if
we never really got
what
the
does
full
that
backstory,
really take? Yeah, like what does it take? Like what I don't know what the premise is. And is his unfair is his unfair ability based off of his perception of what unfairness is? Because we know that your thoughts about that concept greatly impacts the way that you're able to use that ability. So I would like to hear a little bit more about that for
So
Billy.
my two things. One, imagine if Billy got unfair because he actually lost his actual real daughter by a unfair type of circumstances in real life. So that would
So
be
we'll get flashbacks of Billy for
yeah. So
sure.
that'll probably make sense of why he has a father and daughter relationship with Tatiana. That'll make a lot of sense of why he actually is well connected to her. Two, to Kendall question about uh damn, I drew blank. Kendall, can you repeat your question? I drew blank. I already had it. I had already had the answer.
It wasn't really a question. Like I was just saying, I'm curious to see in the direction to which that unfolds, because of like I guess my question is like, what is the actual nature of unfair? Because of the concept that we have of our
Oh,
negator abilities perpetuates the
so
strength and the depth
I
of what they can do.
I think it's the same like a girl Joyce of how she views justice, or like of how strong is her idea of justice. So maybe the same to our boy Billy of how he believes is how strong will he thinks unfair of of this type of circumstance it is. So I feel like if he sees this type of route or this type of your current situation is unfair, that's what he deemed fit to be unfair. If that makes sense, that's how I think it works. Like the same thing like Joey's.
I'm gonna guess it's well from what Elle says, like what they shown in the manga was that he was in front of a grave in the rain and Jules found out. I'm gonna guess he really did had a daughter, and
I would laugh.
unfortunately
I'll laugh if I'm right because I literally just threw this out my head while
she was she
Sam
was
and,
she
and
would
Kendall
she
brought it
probably
up.
was she was probably he probably had Tatiana as not a replacement but more of a substitute, but knowing that of his abilities is unfair and he could copy the ability of someone that sees him as a threat, maybe he tried to break Tatiana by breaking her heart, breaking her
I don't
mind. That
know
was
though,
the villain this
because
whole
it's
time.
the hard thing is, right, he's able to take other negators abilities. So
But
like, you know what I
he
mean?
said
Like
copied, not really take.
copy, okay, but copy, but it's like, okay, what about people who don't have negator abilities then? His own is very specific to other negators, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like again, I feel like that's a conceptual thing. Like what happened to make that be his perception of his abilities is what I'm curious about.
I don't really can't add too much to that because I agree with 100% what you just said, Kendall, and also it leads up to my theory of what could be the next possible type of chapter of what we could lead up to the flashback probably in chapter 120 or 121. So it's possible to lead into that. Sam, any last thoughts?
I mean, I'm guess like I know Billy keeps saying like, yeah, this is not my time to die yet, but he man just came in walking in blank, like literally no. I mean, if his ability was to come in, if his unfair abilities only comes in when people see him as a threat, um, I already know Unruin, Blood, and I forgot the other cloth or something like that. I don't know, his own suit thing. I'm guessing they're all Umas, and he can't seem to negate copy same ability as the Umas apparently from this fight.
Talking about Shadow, and yeah, I
Shadow,
think
yeah,
Uma's the nature of what a Uma is, I think, is so starkly different. But again, that could just be the way that he conceptualized it. I think that
Shadow.
he
Yeah.
probably could.
But yeah, like I mean, everybody stopped hating Billy the moment he went and helped the group stop Spring. And the only ability he has now is the unmove and unstoppable abilities because the two don't know the situation that's happening inside the site. They're just hearing what they thought after what Billy told them to in order for him to copy their abilities. It's it's just like it's a very disadvantaged fight knowing this now, or else there's more to it with Unfair's ability.
It's more on what's the possibility of what could be acting out, if that makes sense. Like, what's the repercussion? It just depends on what's next. Is what I would say.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think it depends on what's next.
All right, so.
But I will say before we move off of this, Vash, I'm still saying it's maybe a good 7 to 10 chapters before we progress to loop things.
Yeah, I know you said 127, 130. I know I said 123. So we just have to see. I still got 3 to 4 chapters until the loop. So let's see what the turn of events for that. Sam, you're good?
I think the story will end once they start in the new loop. So that's why I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more chapters. There's still a lot more story to tell. If you think of it as the flashpoint, you have to hear everybody else's stories and their perspective, as well as their backstories first until the renewed cycle of its end. And that's how Undead Unluck will end. It's literally a new cycle of how everything needs to change in a sort of way. And the after story is literally how everything was corrected because of Andy and Fuko's knowledge of the past. But to kill God? No, I don't know. That's a different story.
Yeah. We just got to see. But with that being said, that was our Undead Unluck conversation. I forgot to mention for the Chainsawman people, we don't usually do Shonen Ronin on a Tuesday night. So we do our Shonen Ronin on a Sunday afternoon. Since the chapters came on Monday and Chainsawman came out the next day, we just had to do it on a Tuesday night. But if you guys want to see more Chainsawman discussion and conversation, let us know, because we will have a separate, most likely, type of video with myself and Sam, and most likely anybody else on the team who is reading Chainsawman and will do a video with us on Tuesday nights. Or it depends. Me and the team will talk about it behind the scenes of what could be the possible future.
What about Thursday? Can we combine it with Kaiju number 8 sometimes?
That could be a possibility.
Sometimes even One Punch Man comes out.
I was about to say, and One Punch Man, we basically could do Thursday and catch anything that is happening from Monday to Thursday.
And then, if memory serves, DBZ chapters always comes out on the 20th.
At least it's usually by the Wednesday point of the week, 20, whatever number it is.
So aka Boruto and Dragon Ball Super comes out tomorrow. Just saying for anybody that's reading that. So that's a good discussion for us to be having.
All I heard was Dragon Ball. So
that's crazy.
Enough shade about Boruto. With that being
what
said,
shade? Whoa, what?
With that being said, let's have our triple threat of conversation of My Hero Academia chapter 359. If I get to see the title of the chapter, Place of Learning. And I definitely want to knock it out to first.
Let it rip, Spicy.
I'm gonna get to it. To our flaming hot Bakugo stand.
No, it's an indoor joke. It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke.
I just didn't know how to follow up that. I just didn't know how to follow up that, Sam. That's why I just kept moving. I don't know how to continue my joke. I got it. All right, Spicy, just go ahead. Damn, I can't.
Yes. So I know y'all saw me chilling here, but yeah, My Hero. Yeah, man. Bakugo, my son really is, I guess, proving himself and getting into action, which is what I've been waiting for. I think everyone's been waiting for since I don't know when. I guess the moment when he had that moment where he saved Deku. I think we've been waiting for Bakugo to kind of get in the fold, and seeing how he's not afraid to deal with Shigaraki's decay ability, how we're kind of seeing that affect him. I wasn't scared because I knew he was fine, but it's just nice to kind of see some I guess physical takeaway with some of these younger characters, because I feel like it's been kind of playing it safe, but I like it. It's fun, especially at the end when we see other people coming back in the fold. So it's I hope to see I hope to see this like wrapped up well, until Midori comes. But yeah, I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't want to figure out. But like I like how certain characters are getting their shine, to kind of say the least.
I'm happy you said that, Spence, because it's just weird, the timeline. But at the end of the day, I just want to say I don't give two fucks what people say on the timeline, because people's thoughts and comments be saying like, who's still hyped? Who's still hyped to read My Hero Academia? Who still says I can't wait to read next chapter? And I'm like, if y'all bored, just say it. Y'all don't need to criticize fans that people still enjoy My Hero. I still read it week to week. I still enjoy it. I still like talking about it in discussion. I don't get bored. I got hyped seeing my boy Bakugo on chapter 358 going full gourmet type of armor, you know, like my boy Cable, just having OD blasters just ready to blow them out. Guess what? Next chapter, he didn't blow shit out. Instead, he got blow out his arm. Yes, Sam, he got his arm still attached, not like our boy Endeavor. Endeavor lost an arm, but Bakugo still got an arm. But my boy Sam, it still got decayed at least. It still got like somehow like
It's
ripped.
it's not decay. Remember,
It's just crushed.
Monoma's eyes still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
It's
not
not-
decay, but still.
If it was
crushed.
decay,
But
then he's
still.
done. But like,
Okay, but
you
still
know,
got crushed.
that's
by
why they have to
his
stop him
strength.
from.
He still got affected in some kind of way. In some kind of way, we saw that. But yeah, he's yo. The teacher, Eraser was like, "Keep your eyes open." He's like, "That is my child out there. You keep your eyes open."
Yo, what's funny? Thank you for saying that, because I was like that. I still
Listen.
like, yo, Momo. Out of all the times I've hated you in my life, and I've hated you not 95%.
You hate him
of my
for
life.
years.
Momo.
I've hated him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've hated him like with a passion. But the past arc, he has made me like him. Once Eraserhead said it, I was like, yes! Eraserhead, you're saying something good as a teacher right now for this moment, for this kid.
Whoa! He said a lot of good things
I
on
said
and
for
off
this
teacher.
kid. I said for him as a teacher for this kid. Remember,
He wasn't his
that's not his
teacher.
student. That's not his student. So that's what I'm saying. Him as a
Yeah.
teacher for the student. He's
That
teaching
is-
him right now. So that's what I
He's
said. He said, you better keep them eyes open, son.
Some
I'm
respect.
My
like,
son
yes.
wants to be the
Chainsaw.
number one hero, so you better keep them damn eyes
Exactly.
open.
I was like, he still got dreams. He still got places to go. I
the
was like,
best
damn.
dad.
What's
Best
even
dad.
what's even funny is that there's literally a whole like production team in UA, or like the recording team literally recording the
business.
entire
No, but hold
background
up.
Yeah, the
to
business
keep
course.
everything.
Hold up. I really want us to talk about that. But before we continue, Kendall, what's your thoughts about this chapter as well?
I don't know why you guys think this is an issue for Bakugo, because there's still no one else besides Deku that could even come close to doing anything that Bakugo just did. He's not unrepairable, and even if it seems that way, he's probably still gonna find a way to land some devastating blow on top of him. So we'll be all right. Yes, please keep your eyes open. And as far as transitioning back to that whole point about the production team, I like how we trying to feign ignorance, like it wasn't just people's cell phones in the midst of rubble recording stuff talking about a production team, the history of production and heroes. Who do you think captured those moments? People who were barely alive with a cell phone. That's who I think captured those moments.
Yeah, like back then, my boy, the real articles, like they had a camera to take pictures, web recordings. Yeah, doing it from probably like an iPhone, an Android, or whatever phone you have in that type of
Granted,
Japan.
they're also the third year students too, and it doesn't look like they're gonna have their graduation anytime soon. So
Exactly.
they gotta
Well,
record something.
Exactly. Like
I
you
felt
know,
the pain of my boy's Sun Eater. He said, like, yo, you know, we're graduating.
All I wanted to do
Wait.
was just walk down the aisle, grab my degree, shake the hand of the principal, and wave to my
Literally.
parents.
When I read that,
work.
I felt like Sam right there, like, damn, Bojo got his text saying that he's not gonna get his diploma until like 6 to 8 weeks more. I was like, damn.
Yep.
And like my boy
Shit,
Sun
I
Eater
know.
in the same boat right there. He's like, yeah.
6 to 8 weeks, man, he might not even live through it to get it.
Hey, I hope he lives. And like, shit. But Sun Eater was speaking the truth. Like, most of these kids were trying to survive high school. They literally might not even survive high school. Like, they just said it. It's like, I felt the pain of Bakugo that are saying that I'm not even with the big leagues. I'm like, yo, Bakugo, why you talking yourself down? Like, you literally did something that Best Genius or our boy Miracle couldn't even get to close combat. You literally are doing your best against, and you're a first-year student going to sophomore, and you're doing the best you can, and you have such a firepower that even all my best genius, Eraser has said high remarks to you. So I was like, damn, don't even talk yourself down, my boy. Like, calm down.
But I think Bakugo's learning. I think this is an important moment because Shigaraki told him, he was like, "You're nothing special. Like, me kidnapping you means nothing now because like I'm only interested in you being close to Midoriya." So I think him saying that it's gonna challenge the true growth of Bakugo. Like, have you truly grown? Have you truly forgiven Deku and all like stuff? Like, the answer is yes, but now it's like he's figuring out like what's gonna fuel him now as a hero. And I think that was nice how Shigaraki kind of said
So
that.
is this
Is
is Shigaraki or is it all for one saying that?
well, you know what I mean.
No. The reason why I asked this was that Shigaraki was really interested in Bakugo, but really the only thing that All for One was interested in Bakugo was just use him to get Deku to piss him off even more. You know, more mind games.
But,
all right, I got a free pawn space. If Bakugo did turn villain, he would have like, all right, I got a new pawn to play with, and hey, at least this one is close to Midoriya. Even better. I can fuck with Midoriya even more by messing with his best friend. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's.
I think the duality that Bakugo continues to exist in, and the misconception of Bakugo was what the theme was there, for that entire time, and we came out of that particular arc understanding that Bakugo's aggressive, but he's true to what he wants to be, and that's a hero. And I saw Alba just made a point. That's exactly what I was about to say. Essentially, is that Bakugo really is the endeavor of Class 1A. Like and it's so timely that we just finished wrapping up Endeavor's redemption arc, to go then transition into Bakugo and him having this big moment right now, and we see both of them get injured, gravely injured, if you will. And we know that the fight doesn't stop there, but also seeing how people form around them and them being the center pillar piece of what's going on. Also, we now have 3 fire users back to back being the pivotal point of the fight. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, they're finding the light. They're finding the light. They're finding the light in themselves and then bringing the heat to the villain. I think I like that. And like they were the most like, I guess, radical ones that needed some humbling. So I think,
I think it feel like the first one is successful. Shoto gets to succeed and never goes semi-successful. Yeah, sure, but you didn't know about this, and then Bakugo has to be the one that fails.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta be lit.
Strike three. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's a dead flag or not, but
oh come on, not dead flag for Bakugo. But also, I think it was more for our Arthur Hori to remind us that. Hey, Bakugo's still a kid. Yes, Endeavor is the number 1 hero, according to rankings. But he failed, or like Sam said, semi-pass, semi-failed towards his mission. Shoto, not saying that he had it easier, but he had more of a reason to win against his opponent, his brother. He had a reason that he had to take him down. So with Bakugo, his job is not really to take down Shigi, it's more to slow him down and stop him until a Deku arrives. So it's more like each one kind of is succeeding in their own right. It's just Bakugo feels more of a failure because he feels he's been such high on the high horse, being so good with his quirk. Not that he got put back down because of Shigaraki. Now he feels like a failure for that reason.
So, I don't know. I think this fight has been kind of dragging. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, we still on Shiggy. We still got heroes coming in, but I think that's what we're gearing up towards, So I'm interested to see the big 3 kind of come into play because I see that a lot of the women heroes are cutting their hairs, and I do like how Koei kind of like emphasized that, where it's like, okay, this isn't all about just like getting your like a beauty or like modern, like we're real ass like heroes out here. So seeing Najir have her hair cut short and how like we got the big 3 back together again, I'm really excited to see how they work together in like a dire situation like this, because we kind of see them kind of playfully messing around, or kind of working individually. So now that we're all together again, it's going to be interesting to see Muriel back in the fold against Shigaraki, which is what I've also been waiting for. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't see Bakugo as being weak, or even though he's like a lot of people said like yo, like a lot of people did not like the whole baseball reference. Oh, that was my grand slam. I'm not even in the big leagues. They put way too much emphasis into that for no reason. It's just like
Well,
it's just an example, or it's just more of a comparison to use of how to a standard of high.
That did not bother me
pressure.
at all. To me, it was fine. The whole
Yeah.
type of baseball reference. It's like, guys, don't y'all also see that Japan likes sports? We literally have sports anime. Like, there's literally a sport anime of almost every single type of sports. So it's literally, it's like for them to make a.
Is it because they didn't like the translation or something? And
Maybe
like,
the
there's so much.
translation.
There was just some bad. Like people like were hating for honestly the no reason. Even with the last page, the panel, you see Shigaraki literally swing his arm like a baseball bat, but still, it's like, I mean,
He did toss the F out of Bakugo. I was like, oh, he tossed it. He was like,
he tossed Miracle too.
And plus that panel, I just gotta say, that panel in page 15 of the school in the background, and then above Shigaraki, mostly just his hair white, but the rest of his body black cloak.
Fire.
That art panel is fire. Like,
fire.
I wish it was more. I wish it was more like a double spread of full page at least.
Yes.
It just looks amazing. Looks very dark, and it just shows that the whole destruction of the school. Because the panel right next to it, it shows all the computers, the desks, everything is just all demolished. It just shows that this is straight up a battlefield too. So that's also here to remind us that this is a dead-ass war going on within the school grounds. So it just shows that's crazy.
We already know here Hori was able to kill the veterans. He killed current pro heroes. I don't think he might have a problem. He might not have a problem killing the recent graduates neither.
Man, I would hate that, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
It's literally going down the generations.
I ain't gonna hold you.
We need
he won't hesitate to do it. I know he won't. I know he won't hesitate.
Hey.
What?
Looking like some good food, some good death flags right there. Just kill all
Because
three
like
of them.
Sun Eater,
Just go ahead and kill all three of them.
Sun Eater raised there, like yo, I really wanted a
Just go ahead and kill
graduation.
him. Go ahead and kill him.
And
It's
then,
fine.
And then you have Hado saying like, hey, you know what? Once this is all over, let's just have the principal throw a feast for us in graduation.
They gonna
It's
throw
like,
something,
come
alright.
on.
Ayoma needs to die. All three of the big three can die.
Ayoma, you want why Ayoma?
Listen,
Why you want Ayoma to die?
Omo could die.
Dang.
I would love to just see because I think there has to be repercussions for
Stakes.
this.
Yeah, of
and
course,
it cannot just be
agree.
those heroes that were the bad heroes. It cannot be those that we disbelieve with.
Can you
repeat that?
Yeah, I was saying it has to be good heroes too. Like it cannot just be those heroes that we have strife or complaints with. Yeah, we want to see some of them, whatever. But like it has to be some of the good heroes too. Like I think we would be missing out on the justification because like I still feel like Shigaraki has a point. I still feel that Toga has a point. I still feel that a lot of these villains deserve a certain type of justice that society has failed them on. Therefore, there still needs to be a counterbalance to that, in my personal opinion.
I agree with what you said, Kendall, because the same thing I've said about Black Clover. If you're having a war and nobody dies, it's like, is that war really?
That's not even a war. That's just a dispute.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah.
That's just a confrontation. That's just a confrontation.
But like, yeah, like.
The only thing that everybody lived, but all the buildings are just destroyed and stuff. But we can always build it back up.
It was the earthquake.
But like I was saying, so like in Black Clover, there was a war that happened, the war arc in the Space Kingdom, but then not really anybody died. So now in my hero,
we don't need to talk about it in the 2 weeks, so we're fine. All right, hold yourself. We still got 2 more weeks.
Calm down.
Let me finish my point, though, Sam.
He's so ready to be a devil in the community. He's so ready.
I know, but let me finish my point. I'm trying to get to it. So with Black Clover, like I'm saying, there's no death happening in the war arc of the Space Kingdom, but in this, we had a few. Some teachers, some heroes that we didn't know or we didn't give two fucks about. And some teachers we did, was sad. We never had some type of memorial for her and everything. But like Kendall said, 100%. Yes, we know these are kids. Yes, we know it's a Shonen Jump magazine that's aimed for actual real life kids. But I feel like Hori has to, at least with the big stakes, that there's a flight of a fortress. There's kids, high school students, also working and fixing and also they are documenting this whole situation while it's happening. I feel like a few of these kids that have been looking at, that we've been observing, has to at least take the L, because this is very important for us, the audience, and also to feel the stakes of this war. Yes, Abodeku has said that he wants to save everyone, be the number one hero, but as a hero, you also have to learn that you cannot save everyone, no matter how good you are, no matter how fast you are. Some people just happen to take the L during the midst of battle and the midst of destruction. So it's just gonna be interesting to see what's the turn events for the end of this, and who takes the L. Because do I think Sun Eater and the big three of these kids are gonna die? Of our Grenijide and our boy Miro. By the way, that's a weird pose to just come out halfway up. A lot
Leave
of
my
people.
son alone.
A lot of people.
Yeah, leave him alone.
A lot of people was criticizing him on the timeline. Me, it don't really bother me. I just find it funny. Like my boys did that, like half body
He's a
up.
weirdo.
And then everyone in the back
we
like,
spent season
yeah, bro.
4 with just his face, literally in like weird
Exactly.
places, and you
But
find this one weird.
And I love that, because that Mirio's going to be himself regardless of whatever time he's in, good, bad, whatever. He's going to have a smile on his face. That goes back to his philosophy, what he thinks a hero is, what he believes his hero is. So I love that he was in that weird pose coming up from the floor, you know, like just being encouraging to his friends. I love that.
I was also gonna say, let's remember, they're not students anymore. They graduated.
Yeah.
There's no college anymore.
Sam,
These
you
guys
have
are
a point.
these
They're
guys
not
literally were
heroes
given
anymore.
and were doing pro hero missions during the aftermath of the war
So
arc.
they've been training. So we don't know what they're able to do.
They are
now.
real heroes right now currently. There is no graduation. There's no actually.
And let's not forget, like, our boy literally saw his teacher. His teacher died in front of him, but he died being a hero, saving like what he believed in, heroism and stuff like that. He knows the sacrifice now too.
Exactly. Miro's gonna be okay, because even Hawkeye even said, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." So it's like we know
you're gonna live a future.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna be fine. So
you're gonna be a great hero.
It's
but overall, I'm excited because I think Chat also said it. We've been hyping to see the big three fight as a trio team. This is what we have heard of them fight, and they know how to fight as a trio team. So I'm very curious to see how all of them work out as a team, because we have seen them each fight with other people. You know, Sun Eater with Fat Gum, our girl Nijide with the Dragon Lady, you know, Dragon Wife. I forgot her name at the top of my head. And then Muriel fight with Night Eye, Deku, and everything like that. But now all three of them, I'm curious to see how's the tag team, and if they have any codes, you know, when they fight together. It'll be very intriguing for the next chapter to see in chapter 360 how they're gonna slow down Abo Shiraki. And I feel my theory, at the end of next week's chapter, the last page will be when Deku arrives.
This Senkige writing this 2-on-1 is usually we see it's a real gang up, but then we see multiple heroes going out to Shigaraki and they got wiped.
I don't know. I think, because remember, we still have that Toga no Chaco fight brewing, so I think we may go back to them to kind of like slow things down, because that's kind of like
that makes sense.
What
that makes
Horikochi's been doing, you know, currently. So I think with this new start, he's gonna go back and then kind of like and fill in that timeline gap between where Deku is and all of this chaos and mayhem. I think that's what's gonna happen.
But yeah, happy 8th anniversary to My Hero Academia.
Yes, I can't believe it's been 8 years.
It's true.
Man.
No lie, I totally.
Literally the cover page, is it?
I totally forgot about that. I saw the page. I was like, oh shit, nice cover page. And then I said, oh shit, 8 year anniversary.
Everybody was wearing red for celebration.
And
or red for
Deku
death flags.
Going up, no, right? Literally.
I mean, even Toga's wearing a dress. Come on, you can't give her a death flag.
Yeah, even
right
Shigaraki wearing his like a cape.
It's just weird. It's just weird to see all three fighting together, and also it just makes you question. Yo, Miro, where were you throughout the whole path? Like, were you taking care of with our little horn child? Was a horn child?
Oh yeah, of course.
Eri.
Thank you,
Eri.
Area. I forgot her name. Sam. Thank
I
you.
think it's more of like everything that
Spam said
every
before,
ideas and every thought that Shigaraki had, All for One is technically using them now. It's like, I didn't really like from the fight with Endeavor. It's like I didn't give it a second thought of using Eri or whatnot, but situation happens and he somehow throws his eye back, a creepy eye, and now and Shigaraki slash All for One Shigaraki, who used to had an idea and similarity thoughts of Bakugo being useful, now sees him as, nah, you ain't useful no more. I don't see you not useful in anything. It's very topsy turvy of needs and wants and turns out and everything like that right now.
Overall, I do also want to add that I'm happy that there's someone taking live notes of what's going on with this, because it's good to have some type of perspective of the actual heroes and the students who just became a full-fledged heroes of doing their job, because they did make a good point that what did you think of us knowing our true history from back then? How do you think we know about this? Because people were there in the line of fire, in the line of defense. They were there taking live documentation of what's going on. We're doing the same thing. Yes, we don't have any powers, but we are the business class. We're here trying to support you guys, but also trying to take documentation of every single one of you guys pulling your own weight, everyone. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, consider these videos as a certain blackmail. If you have to help, if you don't help, we got you on film, we got you on 4K. We're gonna expose you right there.
That goes into All Might with the video that Deku obsessed over with him.
Oh,
saying
yes.
Yeah, that was a callback, but that's why I said that's funny, because we know that video was literally just it's just a person in the audience just kind of recorded it, and I was like, so you trying to tell me y'all had such humble beginnings as being a survivor with a phone? That's your caveat there. That's
yes,
weird.
It's like,
the old generation have flip phones.
But also it's like it just brings homage to what is the next generation. Like they're gonna see Deku, all these students as the next type of generation of All Might. Not just one All Might, but every student here are the next heroes. Like,
yeah.
So what Deku is like the number one hero, but he is the Bakugo and everyone else are the next generation that could inspire the next people to actually be true heroes of what they're inspired to be. The chat said protect Toga, so we are here. We gotta protect everyone, even the psychotic people. We gotta protect the good people too, the bad people.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alves. I think Aizen wasn't completely wrong. I think Stain wasn't wrong. I think a lot of these villains aren't wrong.
Pain wasn't wrong either. Y'all bring Pain in this world,
I will stand behind. I don't think Aizen had a terrible idea.
Aizen was out here messing with people's biologies, and he was
even before they were born. My dad gotta play scientific.
Guys, you understand? I don't think Pain was wrong. It's me. I understand that it's me. It's okay. I am the problem. I don't think Magneto was wrong. It's been a reoccurring
he definitely
theme.
wrong. He's the one.
It's been a reoccurring theme my whole
life.
Now you've gone too far. You've gone too far. Griffin is a monster to terrorist.
Oh my god, here we freaking go.
Griffin is a monster to terrorist. That's about
I would
where
definitely
I draw
agree with
the
that.
line.
I do not read the series, but I definitely know he definitely did something wrong. I know bits and pieces of what he have done and shots. So definitely.
No.
But do we have any last thoughts of My Hero Academia? Go Spicy first. Any last thoughts you want to give about My Hero Academia chapter 359? About the chapter, or what are you looking forward for?
I'm just looking forward to everything wrapping up. I mean, we're kind of getting to the end. I mean, we've been saying this. Ready to see all these characters get their conclusions that they needed, and I'm ready to see some kind of hurt. Like reading JJK, I'm used to this. Like love it. So I'm just. And Gege and Kohei or Koshi are best friends. Like hopefully Kurokoshi's been taking a break and taking notes from Gege, that we get just a drop of something, some kind of like oh my god, tear jerkers, oh my god, you know, and then we can kind of like conclude all of this crazy nonsense because it's like, you know, it's something gotta happen. So, but other than that, yeah, I'm excited to see how this all concludes, and I'm ready for Deku to come because he's taking forever. Hurry up! Oh my god.
All right, Sam, do you want death like spicy? Do you want something like Gadget, just some pure death, a Maki, just start killing people here? Or are you looking for some type of lighthearted, some good stuff, positivity out here, Sam?
I was gonna say, like, didn't you guys ever notice that it's always Bakugo's arm that gets injured the most? And
Yes.
then it's always
It's the same arm
It is.
every time.
So is that a homage to Vegeta? Is that a homage to him?
That reminds me of Death because then
you,
Death
you didn't have to go. You didn't have to go there because then I was just gonna say, remember the second movie, the whole supposedly ending, the whole All for One using that same arm, Bakugo's arm fight kind
So,
of thing.
like I said, is that much to Vegeta? Because literally is always the left arm that he gets broken, hurt, damaged. He can lift it.
I mean,
Literally-
is it an homage to Hiei? He also gets the same arm. You know what? Let's move on in life, guys. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm crying.
Even though he said, even though Bakugo says that, oh, I used my entire full power of sweat in his machine and it did nothing. I doubt that's his last breath or last hope. Even Endeavor is like, yeah, I'm gonna keep fighting, even with an arm torn up. I'm still gonna fight with this fire hand or something like that. We have Bakugo is gonna have his own rising or his plus ultra moment because we know it's not the end for him just yet.
I think we already had Rising chapter.
He had two Rising.
Oh,
he had two Rising.
All right, so let's go for Rising number
Bakugo.
3.
Bakugo is going to go plus ultra.
Yeah, he needs a
Yeah.
plus. He'll have a plus
Yeah.
ultra. He'll give up his other arm. He'll give up his other hand, or literally lose the entirely of his right hand.
Or be like
maybe.
Bakugo, to use that plus ultra and just slap that right arm, and after that, your arm is useless.
he's gonna have a quirk awakening, and now he can explode other people's sweat, and he's gonna explode Shigaraki into nothing.
You know what?
Super death.
I
Why
wouldn't
does
be
that sound?
surprised if
Why
he-
does
if-
that sound like some type of devil fruit type of awakening right there? Like instead of a quirk awakening.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Kohei tries to link this to like the movies because that's what they did like previously. So I wouldn't be surprised if in like a non-canon way of the movies he kind of links that to that. Where it's
The only
like,
person who was able to keep his arm was Hikari. Even told you to lost his arm, never get it back. Even this lost arm, got it back.
Well,
He didn't get never
Miracle
lose his
lost her
arm. He
damn
gets
leg
back.
and she didn't get that shit back. She had to get a freaking prosthetic.
Lost her arm too. She lost her arm.
Lost her arm and her leg.
Look,
Damn.
look. Heroes been losing side parts to them from the beginning. Look, All Might already had a big gap in his side. People clearly, it's the way of a hero to lose parts of your body. Okay.
Aizawa got his eye. One eye got a pirate patch. Like all the pro heroes is getting
Getting packed up.
cut and packed up. Oh man.
Man, our pro heroes are really the veterans.
They really are.
They're the veterans.
they're definitely the runners. They are the soldiers on the front line. But Kendall, if you have any type of body part to spare, I think our heroes need it. So in case if you're not using any, you can pass them on to the heroes.
Sure. Just give me their quirks instead. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. Just you'll be a
Equivalent
bit
exchange.
probably
Yes.
bodiless. So yeah, so probably
That's
like
fine. I'll be a mass of energy, and then I'll take over someone like how Garo's getting taken over or something.
But overall, any
Hey,
last
guys.
thoughts that you want to give?
Yeah, I think I'm much so team devastation. I'm ready to see. I think I said this, and I think I predicted this part of the fight being that swing point where it's time for the villains to get a win, so to speak. I don't know if this counts as a win per se, but I am ready to move off of, I won't say it counts as a win, but I am ready to kind of move off of that kind of position where we are right now, much like Spicy saying. I got brought back in, but it's only so much you can do for me here. Like I need something else. I really need something else to happen.
I could definitely see like the moment when Miracle about to die, Deku comes in for the save, just like how Muriel was able to do it for him. during the war.
Yeah,
arc.
there's been some slight callbacks. I even think the destruction of the arm is a Deku callback, honestly. I
Oh,
think we're
yes.
seeing a lot of sub context for things to Deku, honestly, in this
Yes.
fight. So I think Deku is gonna show up, but the question is Deku gonna be able to save anybody? Are we gonna get the wow, dang, I couldn't save him again, so that's the plight, and that's gonna be the depression motivation thing? Or are we gonna get Deku's gonna come in and he is gonna be able to do something? I don't know. There's directions that this can go in, but ultimately the point is, when is Deku getting here? I don't think that this arc and this series is something where we can continue to not have Deku play crucial parts in it when you've told us that Deku is the crucial part. I'm tired of not having Deku on the screen.
I totally agree 100% on that. So, with that being said, my last thoughts is I hope to see my thought that the Muriel, Sun Eater, and Ijure, we see all three fight against Aboshiraki. So some of them lose, maybe one of them die, maybe one of them lose some limbs. Like our we're continuing type of veteran for our heroes. But the ending page of next chapter will be Abodeko arriving and will be either probably saving Muriel or Bakugo before they get murked. So that's my guess for Aboshiraki before he arrives. So that's my guess for the next
Spicy
chapter.
was trying to say something before you transition.
Sorry,
Yeah, no, I know.
remember
I was gonna hit.
in the chapter, Deku sees something in the sky. Like he was like, "Oh, what's that?" And so I don't know who that is in the sky. So
He did have
like,
his danger sense coming
Yeah.
out.
yeah,
too.
and like you saw like kind of speckles. It looked like the formation.
It seems
of-
more villainous. It
Yeah.
has bad intentions, so we know. at
Yeah,
least.
so we still don't know if
Deku
he's
may
either
be-
still on his
maybe-
way or he got stopped by some some type of
That's
random
the
villain.
thing, and that's why I think that we're gonna go back to Toga and Ochako because I think Deku's gonna be held up for a while. I think so. I think we might get back to him and see what's happening with him, and then
'Cause
hopefully get this fight.
if I remember correctly, Toga activated the Sad Man Parade, right?
Mhm.
Before transition, yes, we just haven't gone back to. So we still have some loops to go back to with Deku, Toga, and our boy Endeavor if he's maybe dead because we saw All for One waking up his eye. I'm like, bitch, where you come out that from? Are you like Uchiha? Just your eye awakening out there? Jeez.
It grew back. That's the danger part.
Yeah. But you know what grew back? JJK. We got back here with chapter 189, I think.
What
Nope.
grew back?
Oh, on 191, the clan. I was gonna get to that, Sam. I was trying to say chapter 191 for the transition of JJK. How do we feel about this chapter? We have a full explanation now of what happened between the confrontation of the only last remaining clan of the Jujutsu world, and is
The
run
Kama
by.
clan. The Kama clan.
I appreciate that. I'm thinking the Kama clan of how is the last remaining powerhouse clan and is run by the main mastermind. How do we feel about this?
This is just Gege saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be very petty."
Yeah.
The
So
big bad is really this family. We all know this, but then we just gave him the head seat of this entire family. And hey, conspiracy talking. This guy also controls the government and all that shit that's going on, that sort of thing. So
100% sure. But
why
Spicy-
should we let like the offspring of a mistress to take over this entire family when we have the villain, the biggest villain of the black sheep of their family clan to take over? And that's basically it.
But yeah, but like I was gonna knock it out to first. Spicy, what did you think of the chapter 191?
I thought it was interesting to see like the power seat giving to Ghetto, or like, you know, that he said he's done with that name now, but just like kind of see him, you know, explain everything and how now the very thing that the group did not want to happen happened. So it's interesting to see how Yuji and the rest are going to react to this, although I'm pretty sure they kind of had an idea, but like just like knowing that like it's like official, it's like, okay, this is gearing up for something. And then how we kind of segue into like, you know, the whole Maki thing. I really did like that segue into mocking how, she's back, which can we just clap up for that? Like, Maki's back, guys. Like, my girl is back. I've been waiting for this. But yeah, so yeah, that's all I know.
And how about you, Kendall? What do you think the overall thoughts about this chapter? Because our girl Maki is gonna continue being our next version of
Man.
Any
I
screen
can't
time, any screen time that Maki gets is screen time that we deserve, and that's all that matters. Maki supremacy. I'll be back.
It was nice to see this confrontation of our Geto and Norotishi. To actually have this confrontation about the head of the family, the clan itself, and about his plans for the Culling Games in a way. To know, like, he's so fucking mysterious still. Like, he doesn't give you, oh, I just noticed the shirt. You know that? Nice shirt, Sam. I just noticed that.
That shirt's really fire. Like, whoever drew that, like, it got all his angles
Yo,
so ominous.
That
like,
is
fire.
tough. That is
It is.
tough.
It's a smirk for me. It's a
I'll
smirk.
say,
Like, nigga, you
that's
know
probably
this shit. Like,
one of the best shirts from Uniqlo. I'll give that props. That's probably one of the best from Uniqlo. That shit slaps.
oh, that's from Uniqlo. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, from Uniqlo. Yeah,
Wow.
the JJK Zero collab.
But just a confrontation between them two and discussing plan. And I love
This is technically the equivalent of the whole supporting Trump kind of shirt, but the JJK world. This basically is. It's like shit. I just realized this.
Damn.
I
why
just-
you
I don't know
say
how I feel
that?
comfortable knowing that.
Because like the big bad
comparison,
villain,
Sam.
he also became the head of government. The whole policy. Oh shit! Did I just do this? Oh crap!
Damn.
Crap!
Yeah, I'm not
just
comfortable
took
with that
that-
comparison. I'd
It's
rather
okay.
just.
It's okay. Mute up, Sam. Mute up, Sam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sam. With
Oh,
all due
no.
respect, I'm gonna just ignore that comparison. I'm gonna just move on
Oh.
with that. Abe, you could just
Yeah,
exit
Abe,
that
delete
out.
this out, please.
It's just
Oh,
that.
no.
It's like,
It was just
Make-
bad.
Not make it.
It's just great again. That is definitely his reason.
Actually,
Oh
that's
my
kinda-
God.
That's
You know
kind of
what?
that's
That'd be
exactly
motto.
what it is.
That would be
Make
my
sorcerers,
motto.
make
Make-
sorcerers
make
great
sorcerers
again.
Oh
Make
no!
sorcerers great again.
Did that I just
No.
support? Oh no!
Damn.
Oh, no.
Damn, Geto.
Alves just finalized it. It's a thing now. It's a thing now.
I does that mean I gotta
Jujutsu
wear
great
this
again.
shit now? Oh no!
Make sorcery
Yeah,
good again.
that just
I-
fucked
I-
me up
I
in
got-
the
I got
head.
now. I gotta keep that.
I can't ever take this off anymore.
I must
Damn.
make
Damn,
sorcery
that's-
good again.
Oh no!
Make sorcerers great again. What a beautiful parting words from Alves. Appreciate you.
He's I guys. Good night. I'm about.
I like a hat for that. I would like a
Yo.
hat of that.
I'll make it have that. That one I'll definitely wear. Damn. I don't know how.
Sorcerer's
No.
good again.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
how to
wear it
transition
with
from here.
I'll wear the hat with saying that with the ghetto shirt. I'll
It has to
definitely
be.
do
Yo.
It
that.
has to be the ghetto colors.
It has to be
right?
the agenda. We have to push the agenda now. Make sorcerers great again.
Make sorcerers great.
Put
The
it in
whole-
the anime.
the
Put it in
whole
the anime
dark-
lately shop, bruh.
This entire
Right.
time, Gege was actually doing a whole fourth wall breaking kind of supporting
my
conspiracy
God.
theory.
Are you talking about parody? Is what you're saying?
I wouldn't say a parody. I mean, I'm kind of I
I'll say
mean,
this is a little beyond a parody, bruh.
Not literally.
it just became a cult. Oh no!
Oh
Alright.
no.
I'm seeing it now. And I
Yes.
got the picture of ghetto.
Yes. We need hand towels and we need dad caps.
Wow.
We gotta have like the little like stitching on like
Yep,
the
I
little
need the hat.
headband.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
hat.
I will do some Photoshop this week and I'll put it on the Anime Lately merch store. I'll do that for sure.
Is it enough to say Ghetto was right,
Ghetto.
or more really Narushito Kenjaku was right? Actually, no, it was really Ghetto was right. Yeah.
I just put the tweet and I just put the tweet out there on Anime Lady. Wow. All right.
That's crazy.
And the gift I chose, that's a funny one. Wow, it just fits perfectly. Anyway, back to the show, talking about JJK chapter 191, because we're 9 chapters away
It
from
was the
200.
same gift too.
Yeah, same game. That's why I laugh about it. Like, funny one. I just wrote get to it, just pop up there. But it just shows that the actual character of Geto, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows what the hell he's saying, and he knows how he's plotting. And it's scary as hell because, like I said it, I forgot on what episode Shonen Ronin. But the more that Geto continues to evolve as a character, it shows his plot. It's like, yo, this guy is literally almost like Aizen. But depending on how he's executed, he could probably be more scary than Aizen because the way he knows, because the way he said it in page 4, he said, due to the terrorism and the sealing of Gojo and the Culling Games, you thought that is the main culprit, although dead, it is someone from the comic line. Like, he knew everything that he was coming here for to discuss and handle down. But then he knew, like, yo, I already thought steps ahead. You thought you was gonna come here and stop me? I already planned about the Gojo seal.
This was 150 years in the making. You think you can stop me?
Exactly.
And then when he said, fuck, he has already found out and crushed every hope I had. Like, I felt the stress on this panel drawing. It's like the sweat, the pores. He's like, fuck, damn. I literally came with all this plan. He literally said, no. Definitely a no. Not gonna happen. Like, damn.
It was more like it was me all along. I'm just taking back the seat that belonged to me, kind of thing.
But I also love how like the person was like, "So you're not gonna kill me?" He was like, "Why?
You ain't gonna do. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You are nobody to me. I achieved what I wanted to achieve." And so I was just like, "Dang, like that's crazy."
To a guy that was supposed to take over. To the guy that was supposed to take over the seat. Like, it really does see the whole entire, like, every family clan had their own sketchiness as well as black sheeps as well, because Toji was the black sheep of the Kenshin clan, and Kenjaku here is the black sheep of the Kamo clan, and unfortunately Gojo was the only person in the Gojo, so he technically is his own black sheep.
Gojo is his everything. Gojo is I guess he's a black sheep. But we all can't be like Maki. We all can't be like Maki.
Are you talking about past tense Gojo or current Gojo?
Both. Remember, he didn't really care during his past and childhood. He was just strong for strong. Well, I mean, the question of Kenjaku, like, are you Satoru Gojo because you are the strongest, or are you the strongest because you are Satoru Gojo?
But I think he cares more now than before because he cares. I was about to come Denji, Yuji. Like, he cares about his students. He cares. Like, he actually chose to give Yuji a choice. Like, hey, you ace a finger. The school told me to kill you, but I'm giving you a choice. You can either eat all the other 19 fingers and we find a way to stop Sukuna, or I could kill you right now. Like, he gave a choice. Like, he still has a good heart. After even what happened with Geto, he still has a good heart after all that. So I feel like he still believes in the optimistic side of the world, even though he has seen all the dark side.
It's more of the opposite, because technically Gojo could have stopped it. He hesitated, and that's what led to these chains of events. And technically, before Geto got possessed by Kenjaku, he also did not want to kill any of the students. He didn't kill. He even though like he had to kill I forgot his name. The guy with Rika. Yuta, thank you.
Yuta.
Remember, like he said, I didn't really want to kill Yuta, but it's the only way I can like possess Rika and get her unlimited curse technique, spirit and energy and everything. And like the conversation between Geto and Gojo was, I banked you that you were never going to kill the others. You weren't going to kill the students. He beat up Panda. He beat up Maki. He also beat up He beat up everybody, but he never killed that. He didn't kill the students. He just killed the teachers and everything else. That's the only people he cared about.
Yeah, and I think too, back to kind of like what the conversation that Naruto and Gato were having, how he was like, oh, you removed like the party responsible for Geto's execution, and he was like, yeah, and Yuta not killing Yuji, and I was just like, oh, so Yuji's kind of good on that on that end, you know. Well, we'll see how this all ends, but like on that execution part, Yuji's like good because Geto's in control now. So now it's like, all right, where do we go from there with Sukuna and Yuji? Like what's brewing? And I'm excited to see what happens because now it's like everything's in the hand of Geto, so it's like everything's decided by this man. So I don't like, we'll see how it all like plays through, but yeah.
Nah, like I agree with that, Spicy, because it's more like after that confrontation, it made him join the Culling Games and see if he could change the turn of events, or like he decided to do like a whole makeover of his hair, his outfit, and everything, or did he kind of leave the clan and not be part of the Kama clan no more? Like, what was his lead of events after you met up with Geto? Like, did you say, all right, cool, so this is your choice, and what you're telling me, since you believe we have no hope to stop you, I'm gonna go join the Culling Games and help out Yuji and them. So like, what led him up to here? Do you guys think we're gonna get like a flashback, or do you think we're just gonna continue?
No, this was it. This was the flashback. He has nothing left. He has no more ties with the Kamo family. Remember, I just said he was technically the mistress. He was a mistress of her son. And there was no other replacement for the head of Kamo clan. So,
are we gonna get confirmation that he actually left the Kamo clan, or it don't really matter to you guys?
It doesn't really matter for him.
Okay.
They probably don't even want him to keep the Kamo last name neither, because they even treated him like shit.
Yeah.
Remember, like the mom wasn't even in. The mom is not even in the family. The mom was technically outside of the family. They had to kidnap this boy just to train him and be the next head of the family.
Yeah. All these families are trash. Like all of them. They all cared about titles. They all cared about power. They all cared about the That's probably why Gojo's the only one.
Keep the line.
That's probably why Gojo. I bet the Gojo camp was probably the worst because Gojo's the only one.
Yeah, no, that's why. That's literally why only I could be up top, because I don't care about the family and this shit.
Exactly. So.
Well, perfectly said. You know what other family is fucked up right now? It's at the end battle. Man. What is leading up to? How do you guys think of Maki versus Naoya? I think that's how you pronounce the name.
Why are you so obsessed with me, boy? I want to know.
I'm sick. I'm truly sick because I knew he wasn't dead. I hated everything about the way that was written when that part of the arc was going on, and I just knew he was gonna come back up in some type of way. But point.
Hate comes a long way.
And sorcery,
especially in this world. So, but yeah, I wasn't. It wasn't really like, it was a reveal, but it wasn't really like a haha. It was just kind of like, oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate for you.
And how he even attacked Maki, it was similar to how he attacked her in their previous fight. And I see Maki's face, how familiar she was, like kind of blocking. I was like, I know who I think it is. And as soon as she said the name, I was like, oh my God, here we go again.
At first, I thought so too.
Exactly. I was like, here we go again with this. God.
Because how many times did we do this, old man?
Literally.
Exactly. Because at first I was like, well, Maki said it's a curse spirit, but I've got a weird feeling. I'm like, okay, it has to be one of the family members. For you to say there's a weird feeling. And I'm like, it better not be the annoying dude that looks like Momo from My Hero Academia. I'm like, it better not be the adult version. I don't know why. Don't blame me. I don't know why I connect both, because they look like their annoying face, blonde hair, and has the ugly type of Japanese haircut that always type of characters has, that like bangs or some shit.
Within the 2 days, this man literally rise up to death from his hate, became a worm lookalike thing, still has his Zenin speed, even more so than usual.
But his face is so ugly because if he does look at it, it's just like so upper close and personal, and that smile, it's like, boy, like, did you get cut up with that smile right there, like a boy Joker? Like, just cut, like, shit dumb wide. And
it's just stretched. It's just very, very stretched.
Probably is. And Maki don't look surprised. I feel like she was just okay. You're.
I mean,
I'm gonna beat your ass again. Like,
Yeah, right. Like it's like, all right, cool. Round 2.
it's like,
bang, bang.
it's like, why you wasted your time going to transformation? I'm just gonna beat your ass again, sir. Like, I don't. I can move in and out of the calling games like veils. Like, I don't care about you. Like, I can fuck you up. But someone I think someone gave him a boost, because why else would he be this confident to
I mean,
come back on Maki?
we've seen how crazy love is a crazy twisted curse, and we've seen a lot of hate, especially since this guy was the head of the Zenin clan, or supposedly. But
I guess my thing is like, why the cousin? There were other people in her family that I feel like had more. Maybe I guess, I mean, it makes
So,
sense, but it's more of like
looking at
okay.
the date that someone actually like did the whole dating time of during the
Which
calling
I'm
games.
so happy to whoever said person.
Yes.
Maki eliminated the Zenin clan on November 12th, and then came up to here back to Naoya on November 14th. So within like 2 days, she wiped out an
Damn.
entire clan.
In 2 days.
So I do want to say, to the person on Twitter, her said name is Alvin. A big shout out to you, because you actually did something so useful. Because I was dead as gonna reread the whole arc this weekend just to fully understand. But now that you posted this helped my ass. That instead of rereading arc, I could just read certain fights or something like that. That I just want to have a better understanding. But for you to actually,
I told y'all, she literally, like, the time frame in between all of this like makes no sense, and you can even think about the way her literal appearance is. Like, she literally just walked from slaughtering the clan. Like, she literally just came from slaughtering the clan.
Literally.
It's just crazy. Are you guys excited for this fight, or just know that Girl Mike is about to just whoop some ass round 2 and
This ain't a fight. This ain't a fight. This ain't a fight.
Maybe I feel like it could be a possible fight since he has like an additional layer of curse spirit or curse energy. So I feel like it could be like, not say advantage, but more on a playing field. Like, girl got the skills of weapons. Now
this is just to show off Maki's new skills. I think this is just to show off purely how Maki's in a purely different new state, and to kind of just be like, remember this, guys, and then go on from there. Because I'm ready to see Maki in a more intense fight. I'm sick and tired of her and her bullshit family. Like, I want her to get into this calling games action. So this is just like, oh look, Maki can do this now.
Yeah, I think it's also a way to showcase like the what's coming next thing. Just kind of like what I keep saying, like, we're getting ready to transition into whatever the next phase is. We kind of get this revelation of like, well, even though somebody was able to predict like what's going on or kind of figure it out, it's like, it still doesn't mean anything in the fight, in the light of everything. So I think we're looking at like what the next, this might be the beginning of what the next set of fights might look like. As far as spirits and different things being infused into this nature that's completely perverse and different than anything that we've seen before. And the fact that Maki can perceive that now is also a pretty big deal in and of itself. So again, Maki supremacy, that's all that matters.
What's so weird that worm-like creature somehow always from the main family too, because we know Yuta is from the Gojo clan technically, or the descendants of, or the cousins of it, and he somehow turned Rika into that creature, and now I guess the Zenin clan makes this entitled white boy into some kind of worm-like monster, demon, sorcerer curse. And you know what? If you think about it now, probably Kenjaku is the curse spirit form, is that brain thing. It's always like, I'm guessing like every head family can somehow turn or become some kind of weird curse spirit creature that has an OP amount of power.
I think it might have to just do in a place of reference to where Gege is pulling the thing from, because I think about like the night parade of like demons and how that's represented in other series, and there's always those like big worm like or dragon like creatures. So I think it might just be a point of reference to where the inspiration may be coming from. But you're right, it definitely is consistent. And I think I don't know, Sam. I do you guys think that this is actually about to be a fight, or is this just like a precursor to another fight?
I think it's a precursor to another fight. But like I think it's gonna be a little pushback here and there, a little bit small, but it's gonna be quick. I think so. I don't
think it's gonna be quick. I definitely see like other people interfering, but I'm really hoping that there are more sorcerer weapons, especially for Maki, because I'd rather see Maki do more than just her sword. I'm hoping like she somehow was able to possess one cursed weapons to use. Because even Toji had many different weapons and he used it in his most skillful way. And Maki have all this trainings and weapons and combat. I need to see her another weapon.
Wait. What if you're both right? What if she turns him into a cursed weapon? What if this is like a skill that she has now?
Really? Because without any curse powers,
but he's like merged with this like spirit thing. So like, what if she's able to like infuse all of that and create a cursed weapon out of that? Would be fire.
But also remember that she most likely is complete now because remember there was her twin.
Exactly.
So she can see spirits. She can see spirits too. So
it's not really complete. It's more like abandoning something to get something back.
Correct. So that's what she's kind of complete because to some retrospect, we don't know what is complete from our eyes as an audience. Now we're seeing her after the fight, after she killed the clan, after she killed her sister and everything. Now we're gonna see for the first time what is a complete version of Maki.
Exactly.
It should be Toji, isn't it? It's complete Toji.
But that is Toji. That's his version. We don't know Maki's version. We're about to see what is Maki's version of Toji. Like, is she just strong without curse energy still, or does she have some type of concept of instead of curse energy, a curse technique?
I think I agree with you, Kendall. I think, like, especially with your background, seeing how she's a master like of weapons, and now that she has this like edge of how she can kind of go throughout the veils, whatever. Like, I would love to see like that happen, and how unfazed she was when she was like Nayoa, and he was like, yeah, and she just like, oh my fucking god, like she just was not unfazed. This is definitely this is what Maki can do now, and now let's get into like, let's set the tone for like the killing games type thing. So yeah, I do think that's what's next.
I totally agree. But does anybody have any last thoughts? Because I feel like we wrap up most of the breakdown of the conversation of chapter 191. All right, Kendall, spicy good. Sam, thumbs up as well, or you're checking something to bring up before we wrap?
I think I'm kind of good. There's nothing really much else to talk about within this chapter. I don't think it'll be a short fight because I do want to spend more chapters on Maki's combat and fighting because we already spent like 3 or 4 chapters with Hikari already. We could spend some chapters for Maki.
I totally agree. So with that being said, what's the chapter of the week for everyone? I know that.
And JJK is on break this week too.
Yes, JJK will be on break on issue 34, aka this coming Sunday. We're back. So what's the since I know chapter of the week is One Punch Man, Chainsawman, and all of the weekly Shonen Jump. Also, if anybody here does read Dun that comes out Monday, we also, if you guys do read that, you guys bring that if that's your chapter of the week. So, Spicy, I'm gonna knock it to you first. What was your chapter of the week of this week coverage or this week chapters you read?
Last one before One Piece comes back.
Since there's only 2 on my list. I guess JJK, only because, like I said, Maki, and I'm excited to see her kind of like get explored now. My hero was great, but it's just we've been in this middle for a while, so but definitely JJK. I was like excited. But yeah.
Copy that. Kendall, what was your chapter of the week? You're on mute still.
Yeah, I don't know. These are all good, really good chapters, but I don't know if one was greater than the other. So I guess if I'm thinking about like what I had the most fun reading, it's definitely One Punch Man. I think One
Understandable.
Punch Man I had the most fun reading, and then there were just little interesting bits of everything, like the little Billy revealing Undead, My Hero, Bakugo, JJK, Maki. Like there's little bits of like really good stuff in there. But if I just had to think about like which one I enjoyed the most reading, just really like just casually thinking about it, I would say One Punch Man was my chapter for this week.
Sam, how about you, my boy? What was your chapter of the week?
I'm with Kendall. Like all chapters were good, but they weren't full on entertaining like I had with One Punch Man for sure. Like I'm glad Chainsaw Man has returned, but there's still a lot more story and more world building and more stuff that we don't have enough yet. Just for me to, I mean, it's nice. It's a good chapter, but it's not a contender just yet. Undead Unluck. I felt like it's the same thing with My Hero. We've been in this for a long time and a while. We're just getting bits and pieces of everybody's stories and stuff like that. Of course, JJK is it's great with Maki supremacy and the story and these fights. There's non-stop fighting of every single chapter. There's always non-stop fighting with a little bit of backstory of what's going on in the world thing. But you're gonna have to feel like nothing really changes. It's the same thing over and over again. That's gonna keep happening. It's not something that it's definitely shonen. It's definitely something we all enjoy because it's Shonen Jump. It's fighting Shonen Jump especially. But since all of them is all about the fighting, and we've been on this fight for a very long time. Everybody each in their own fights. One Punch Man was the most enjoyable ones that I'm having still.
Copy that. For me, might be a shocker. My chapter of the week was Alien Area. Chapter 7. I really fuck with chapter. I just want to make sure. Was it chapter 7 that right? Yes. Chapter 7. It was intriguing. It built up the lore, and also it was interesting. Quick 3 pages type of combat, but it continues showing the capacity of what their technology could do and what could we see in the future, and I like it. I have hopes in the future with this series. It doesn't look like any type of red flags like we usually see with Ayashima and other series from, oh my god, I see it from chapter 10, I see it from chapter 20 already, probably might get axed. With this one so far, with 7 chapters in, it's still looking good. I'm being hopeful, but definitely Alien Area was intriguing. I did like it very much better than expected. So that is for my chapter of the week. Spicy, can you give us your outros? It's been a while for you.
Yeah, guys, what's up? It's your girl, Spicy Lady, aka the hot girl, standing user herself. I go live on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at Spicy Lady Gaming on Twitch. I'm going live tomorrow. Catch me on Instagram, Spicy Lady Entertainment, Twitter, Spicy Lady ENT. Me and Vash, we got some spaces planning on soon. I've been kind of liking the spaces as like a little segue back maybe into the podcast game. I don't know yet, but like in the meantime, I do want to start doing spaces on Twitter with webtoons. But yeah, and YouTube, Spicy Lady Talks. New content might come on there. I've been working on a new video currently. Got a whole segment for that coming soon. And yeah, am I missing anything else? Instagram, Spicy Lady Entertainment, and yeah, that's all for now.
Kendall, where can the people find you instead of DreamCon that passed this past weekend and not throwing chairs?
Don't worry about it, Spicy.
Oh, chairs!
Don't worry about it, Spicy. Don't worry about it. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at KendellxAnime, or you can follow me at KendellxGrantVA. You can also follow the Conquer Movement. I'm gonna say stick to those. Definitely want to give a lot of recap videos from DreamCon this weekend. We had a lot of good interviews. If you're following me on my voice acting Instagram, Twitter account, we were definitely talking. I definitely was talking to them yesterday about like some of those interviews, and like there was just like a lot of really good interviews. Like I'm really excited to I'm gonna try and get some snippets out this week for that Xeno interview, because when I tell you guys, like that interview was like, as a young adult,
Yes.
as a real person, as a real human being, I think that's as real as you could get having an interview with somebody, and I will stand behind it being the best interview I've ever done with anyone, period.
dope, that's
and
dope.
and the fact that Zeno also gave back that same kind of like energy of like that was like one of his favorite interviews. Like I'm really excited to release that to you all, among many other interviews that we had throughout that Sunday and that weekend. And that's the big thing for me. Of course, you guys follow me. You can check my link tree where else to follow me. You can catch me on Tuesday evening streaming over on Blackheart's channel. Shout out to Spicy for the raid. As soon as I started my stream, it was like one of the largest streams we've had in a couple of weeks because I've been all over the place. So I was really grateful for that. Shout out to my cousin Raphael, who also he popped on the stream here, and
It was me too.
Yeah.
Details there.
Wow. I apparently Legend D Vash uses the Anime Lately Twitch page. I thought only Sam used it. That was
Right.
very strange. It was a very strange experience for me. I didn't know.
both.
It's a first for everybody, I guess.
Yeah,
you could
I was confused,
Right.
man. I was confused. He was
He
like,
said-
Sam. He was like, Sam. I was like, what do you mean, Sam? Sam's the only one that uses his account, right? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because Kendall was like, oh, Twitch Prime. Oh, nice,
we,
Sam.
we,
I'm like,
we have a deal in agreement. We have a deal in agreement. He handles Twitter. I'll take care of Switch.
Yeah.
Send me in both his accounts. He has personal and anime lately.
Yeah,
like,
Sam's
showing
already
out.
in there giving me.
I have
I
one
support-
account.
giving
I
me
have one account
support
only. I have
people.
Giving me
brand
Right.
account.
reviews at once.
Right.
Yes. If Spicy, Kendall, and Abe goes on, I'm like, I got you. I got different devices and for you, everybody.
Got all the tabs open at once.
I
I don't
appreciate
have
it, bro.
I don't have a
Love it.
Legend D Vash account, so I should use the brand account. That's my only account. But yeah, my apologies, guys.
Hey, you
for
got
anybody
your
getting confused.
you got your TW account. I got my TW account.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, you're killing me. I'm really gonna stay up tonight thinking about how this man is the Trump of the JJK world.
Oh my god.
Facts for anybody, please
Oh,
comment below.
watch that
down
video.
your
Watch that
favorite
video. Watch that video clip I just posted up too with that.
joke. Okay, I'll check that later. But other than that, Sam, where can people find you? Because I know we are everywhere.
Yes, we are everywhere, especially on Discord. Especially me. I'm also supportive in Twitch community. I know I don't go live onto it, but I do tune in, stream on other people's Twitch. I do lurk in the background most of the time, but I do listen here and there. Participate in gaming for you guys, definitely for sure. If you hit up the Anime Lately tweets, I'll somehow find it, or our other handler, Miguel, would see it and he'll communicate, and I'll handle the Twitch side. That's how it works. But yeah, if anything you want to see my personal, I am Sam the Manga Man. You can always follow me on my social media with Sam the Manga Man. I know it's long, but it's easily able to find. Probably reading manga, who knows? Or probably gaming, who knows? I'm probably rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, as I am. Great show, fantastic show. But yeah, remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below to the Anime Lately channel if you guys liked the video. Also, if you were not able to check out the entire video live on YouTube, the video and audio will be up on our podcasts.
Like Sam just said, podcast, subscribe to that feed, write a review. If you do a review, hit us up because we will flame you. We will roast you. Or if not, we'll support you.
Since you brought that up too, like, yo, that one person who did that one review, no, I'm going to find you.
Bam! I heard the
I'll find
knuckles
you.
crack too. Shit, he was ready
I'll
for
find
that. He want to fight.
snap.
He was hurt. He was
I
like,
don't know what you said, but I got Sam's back.
He didn't have to say anything. He just boop, and then just ran away.
damn.
Just give us that
Oh.
one
Sam was
star
hurt.
and
He was
ran
like,
away.
You gonna put a 1 star on my brand? What you think? I'm gonna smack you. We gonna why? Why you gonna
Oh
put the 1
nah,
star?
not the 1 star. Yeah, you gotta go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Spicy. We had a 5.0 and now we have a 4.7. So I was like, damn.
You
Cool.
raggedy.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, why?
Sam was hurt. Sam hit me was like, I'm mad about
He
it.
didn't even have to
But-
say a reason too. I guess he didn't want to. He just wanted to leave that
But-
1 star,
They're
ran
too
away,
close to
no
a
comment.
5.
You know what? Maybe it was an accident, friend. Maybe it was in your pocket. Go back and check and change that rating. I have faith in you.
We all
It
do.
wasn't intentional. It
We
wasn't
all do.
intentional.
If not, you're gonna hear Sam's.
I'll
Sam
bring the
Knuckles crack
chair.
again.
If Kendall's able to forget, I'll bring the chair then.
Hey,
I'll
What
bring
is this
the
chair story?
You
What is
can
going
have
on with the chair?
several-
We'll talk about it off screen.
I'll
We'll
bring
talk
the
about it off screen.
chair.
But other than
Yo.
that, chat,
The Boondocks?
VOD, check it out. We appreciate all the support. If you want to understand the chair meme, go check my Twitter feed of like or the tweet. Wait, no, don't check the like, just in case. Just check what I've quote retweeted. Just check that for sure. All right? Chat, we see you in the next one this Sunday. Talk about My Hero, Undead Unluck, or whatever else comes out that week. Stay tuned for more content as always. Take care.